TikTok. You're live, it says. Okay. Huh. Is this thing... Yeah, why is it flashing yellow like that? Usually it's just green. If you all can hear me, go ahead and let me know. It's your boy HP back at it again with the fish people. Yeah, that's going to basically be my new call sign from now on. That's how much I like that meme. Anyway, you guys helped keep me occupied the day, and we're coming up on night, and it has to be a sober night, obviously, and so I figured I'd drop in and see how y'all doing. I realize I can actually find out if the sound is working by looking at my channel. Let me see here. Nice. It's your boy HP back at it again with the fish people. Let's see, can we hear? Oh, so yeah. I figured I'd drop in and... It's an excellent connection. No idea why this time. No fucking idea why. But, so, here we are. Just waiting for people to fill up the chat. First one to drop in is the Omni-Seal, and it says, hello, Tolstoy. Hello, Omni-Seal. Welcome to the Quarantine stream. Oh, god damn it. Why didn't I think of that for? Quarantine stream. I'm like that episode of King of the Hill where, Peggy comes up with the name of a funny acting troupe that Bobby was working in, and she's like, we can call it the Propane Maniacs, and then, like, immediately everyone just sees the obvious shorter portmanteau, which is the Propaniacs, but she's, like, so prideful that she continues to go, Propane Maniacs, like, that's, like, the quarantine stream, like, fuck, quarantine stream, why didn't you think of this earlier? Oh, crud. Alexis says, Tolstoy, we need another video, brother. Well, I'm pouring all of my efforts right now into editing content that I'm uploading basically to my Patreon, but it's kind of stuff that's closer to what you guys really knew me for. It's the Final Fantasy review. I'd like to say that actually I'm pretty happy with how it's turned out. It's grueling and it takes a long time. Editing. Tanner W says hello, and I say hello back. Sorry if I'm not very animated. We'll get there. Give it an hour or so, and I'll have some specialty, and then we'll. The Omni-Seal says, I apologize if comparing you to Spoonie on Facebook may have offended you. Did you compare me to Spoonie? Or yeah, in that one thread? No. I mean, besides yeah. No, I liked Spoonie. I actually just recently posted a meme of him on Facebook. I just decided to upload a picture of his face with the words betrayal a million goddamn times. Because Spoonie is great in that sense. Spoonie's always good. Fucking, here you go, man. My check came in. Money. No, I'm just fucking kidding. This is actually for rent. That was for rent. I wish. I haven't checked, but filed taxes, and I actually reported what I made off of the Patreon, and that lowered how much I got back. You know what I mean? Like, I was gonna get a decent chunk back, and they took it down a notch by like $200, which I'm really not happy about that. But anyway. Alexis says, how long is the Final Fantasy video? Excited to check it out. I'm sure it's great. Well, I have a 10-minute chunk uploaded right now, and I'm about to probably add another 10, and I'm going to keep it going as long as I can. I have a lot of things to say about it, and the memes flow, you know. I don't want to spoil anything, but I just wish the editing process was not so fucking grueling. The Omni-Seal says, he's never making that movie, though. Yeah, I understand. I mean, I don't understand, but, you know, it is what it is. He has depression issues, and I can, as an internet creator with depression issues, I can understand. If I had, no, you know what, though? If someone was giving me $5 fucking grand a month, I think I would be able to unfuck myself, you know what I mean? Like, and all he doesn't he basically still live in Arizona? Like, imagine $5 grand and living in Arizona. You could do $5 grand a month. You could live in LA. Like, go to fucking, you know, as much as I hate to admit this, go to fucking California. You know, like, swim in the ocean. Maybe it'll make you feel better. Sarah says, what's up? I wanted to ask the stream, what do you think of the Kindles? Nothing beats a physical hardback, but damn, the space you save. I will admit one thing about books is that what actually holds me back from reading more, I think, is the comfort of holding a book. Like, fucking, you know, I really like paperbacks for that reason, because at least half the time you can just bend the and I don't give a shit about my books, you know, I don't care about keeping them nice. I'll just, you know, bend the thing around, you know, bend it around to the, you know, the side, and I imagine that a Kindle, just having like a tablet, would actually make it easier to, to read longer, to read for a long time. I think, ironically, the longest that I ever just sat and read was Francis Fukuyama's Origins of Political Order. I also really read a lot of boring shit, but it's hard to find stuff that hits just good. It's like I'll get books that I think will match my political beliefs. Not really match, but I don't know, educate me on the things that I already feel to kind of be true. So, for example, I bought Ted Kaczynski, The Unabombers, Anti-Tech Revolution, How and Why. But the first chapter, he just reveals how butt-fucking crazy he is. Straight up, he's just yeah, so society doesn't exist. You know how I know that? Someone tried to assassinate Hitler. Therefore, society. And, he literally just says that. He's we live in a society. And he's no, we don't. And he maintains that, social order or social engineering is not a thing, can't be done. He's yeah, man, because one time, there was a guy named Hitler, but, someone tried to assassinate him. So really, the idea, no one can actually control anything. And I just want to go Ted, first off, he made the Autobahn. And two, something else. It's actually, yesterday was Hitler's birthday, too. Also, the Columbine attacks. Anyway. Also 420, bro. But I feel like going Ted, where are you right now? And I feel like Ted Kaczynski's going to be I'm in prison. How are you in prison, Ted? And oh, no, yeah, there's people who get paid to watch you. They get paid by society. We do, in fact, live in a society. Kane the Warlock's in the chat, and he says, hello. Clive Winston's also in the chat. He says, I saw the FF7 review yesterday. Video was mint, dude. Yeah, did you like Pimp Cloud? Dun, 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 it's the motherfucking DOG Snoop Dogg. All right. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcakes is in, and he says, hello. The Omniseal says, I'll get off topic, but God, have you seen this Ultima review series? Oh, no, not really, because I have literally no interest in Ultima. So the thing that I watched of Spoonie the most was him with that guy with the glasses in the movies, and also his Final Fantasy series, ironically, which is kind of what inspired me to do this. Kane the Warlock says, the memes must flow. Paul Atreides, probably. Yes. Actually, no, Paul doesn't say that. You're thinking of the space folder. The space folder is what tells the Emperor that the spice must flow. In fact, Paul kind of doesn't give a shit about it. The Omniseal says, also, I really want a Kindle. I'm still hitting myself for breaking my first gen. How did you break it? Oh, fuck. I have not been sleeping good. I hate this quarantine. I wish they would open things up. Does anyone know if, are we opening up soon? Is the Trump Meister gonna press the button? Is he gonna do it? Because I need it. And then Clive Winston just says, but the Nissan Altima is the best car ever made. Yeah, Sam would agree with you. I think that's actually his car, or was. No, I think he's still driving that thing. Fuck. Dun, 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 dun. It's the motherfucking DOG Snoop Dogg. We need Kazlab in here. He'll fucking bump the comments to an insane degree. Fuck. Meanwhile, I will just look at memes, man. Huh. That's weird. It's not updating on my screen, but it updated you guys' live chat updates before I can see it. It's kind of bizarre. Oh, wait a minute. That's because there's a delay on this, right? Yeah, there's a delay on the feed. Omnisil says, it was in my backpack going to college one day, hit the screen and busted it on something. God. Yeah, that's what you get for dealing with electronics. This editing process for this video is fucking heinous. I've literally have one clip just corrupt and start looping over and over again for absolutely no reason, and I had to re-download the clip. And it's almost like technology is not very what's the word? Not trustworthy. I can't think of the word. It's almost like technology is not. Man, my brain's not. I'm gonna have to get some tea, I think. Jesus. Well, it's because you're not sleeping. Yeah, word. Or exercising. Well, you didn't exercise today, but you exercised the day before and whatnot. Sarah says, Subaru Outback is the best car ever made. I'm inclined to agree with you. In fact, I think one time somebody asked me, if you could have your dream car, what would it be? And Clive literally said, he's going to say a Subaru. And then I was like, Subaru WRX STI. Yes, sir. No. Oh, no. Clive Winston says Virginia ain't opening until June 10 or something. That can't be true. Like, what are people going to... Are we just... So, do you guys have, like, rent forgiveness? Like, what are we doing as a society? We live in a society. Kane the Warlock says, probably not. My school went full online now, so there's no going back. Why don't you guys tell me, like, something good, you know? Give me hope. God, now you make me wish I had been drinking. The Boss of Cats Nick says, what's good, Tolstoy? Apparently nothing. Apparently we're going to be stuck inside for forever. God. I live in, like, this horrible dank apartment because I just didn't get, like, has no space because I just don't give a shit because it's like I'm usually outside. Like, this is not the time. This is not it. Clive Winston says, my first car is a 2007 white Altima. I miss that car so much. You got another car? Fuck. My first car is my car. Fuck me. Sarah says, can we talk about the leg hair and the roaches? What are we talking about? The leg hair and the roaches. My leg hair? Your leg hair? The leg hair on roaches. Roaches? Or like little creepy roaches? I don't understand. Clive Winston says, stance on evolution. It's a thing. Are we we're not really still debating this, are we? There aren't really still, like, inherit the wind motherfuckers out there who are just like, we didn't descend from common ancestry as apes. Nature Nerd 1000 says, some states will open up sooner than others. It's up to your governor and local state government. Texas, for example, is shortening their quarantine, but New York has extended the quarantine for a month. Please, God, no. I can't do it. I can't go back in the box. The Omniseal says, maybe we might be getting more money after this so we can order lots of food and products online. Dude, word. Neat bucks. That worries me. I want my neat bucks, but at the same time, if the government makes a habit of this, it'll hyperinflate our... And it looks like it's leading towards, like, the elites trying to change us to, like, a cashless society where everything's run off of, you know, neat bucks. And just like in China, they can just cut your neat bucks off. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a different story because we're not China, so, you know, we don't eat dogs and make bioweapons, and we have firearms, so we might not be going down like that. But Dreadhands says, hey, Tolstoy, at least developers are making games. That's good, right? No, I want to go back to the gym and go rock climbing. I want to live my goddamn life. I want to get back to work. Oh, that sounds crazy, but... Clive Winston says, no rent forgiveness, but gotta love sneaky Governor Northam signing new gun control laws. Oh, I saw that shit. He signed like 5 fucking gun control laws. That's fucking crazy. Playing with fire, or this is the beginning of the end. Fuck. Taboog or not taboog? That is the question. Sukabliet says, my prediction is that the southern states will go back to normal and the lefty states will continue to go into full collapse. Huh. Yeah. Lefty states tend to have higher populations and larger cities, and lefty state and large populations and higher cities are getting their ass whooped by this shit, whereas North Carolina has, like, the last time I checked, we had, like, 600 cases confirmed with 43 dead, which really ain't even a thing. And if Cornflake Jackson says it ain't a thing, that's how I know you're full of shit. I'd punch your baby daughter in the mouth. Springfield 03 Sniper says, basically, if you have a Republican governor, you will be open earlier. I can't remember what Cooper is. We're a swing state, so I don't know. Churchill Bhatia says, he's a creative guy who gives things a try. I know. I'm him. Sarah says, haven't you seen the video of Biden talking about that? Oh, the leg hair and the roaches. No, I remember him talking about the leg hair and the kid. Roaches? No, he's like, and the kids would like to touch my leg hair. And I'm like, Biden, stop. This is fucking unacceptable, you old weird guy. And then he talked about someone trying to, like, kill him in the parking lot with a straight razor. And I'm just like, my guy, I think you're probably going to need some carbidopa levodopa. Carbidopa levodopa. Yeah, that's it. Sorry. Drug names. Ooh, drug names. Took me the longest time to realize that, I can't remember what I was calling Devalproex before I found out it was Devalproex, but I think I called it, like, Devaloprex. That was it. I called it Devaloprex, and then one day you look at the bottle and you're like, fuck! And you realize that you've been saying it like a retard this entire time and no one corrects you. Like, it's pretty funny. The Omniseal then says, that's right, he's losing it. Yeah, I am losing. Yeah, of course. I don't know. The Boss of Cats Nick says, Connecticut extended it to May 20th. Fuck. We just have to make it to May 1st. I just have to make it to May 1st. Clive Winston says, have you seen Bill Gates' new patent? Yeah, I have. This is some real shit, and it's time to go full fucking Jones, man. I should kit up for this, you know what I mean? But I'm afraid the stream will crash if it recognizes the outline of a no-no stick. So And I was gonna go to the closet and get a prop, but we're not doing that. Fuck. Yeah, Bill Gates is probably the Antichrist. So he patented something, and it's patent number 060606, which is the number of the beast, and it's like some kind of RFI, radio frequency ID chip to make sure that you've got your immunizations and it tracks your medical history and shit like that. It's like they're not even being covert with it anymore. They're just and just trying to whip out the demon cock, and I'm just sitting here going rape, and they're and yeah, man. Oh. Anyway, as Clive explains, he says it has to do with the bio implants being tied to financial assets. Do some looking. Yeah. The thing is, I just see it at this point, though, and I just see it and I'm like, yeah, that's about right. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, well, they're taboog or not taboog. They're gonna start the boog. Do you want the boogaloo? Because that's how you get the boogaloo. Fuck. They're gonna get the boogaloo. It's gonna be good. Springfield 03 Sniper says Cooper is a lib. Oh, yeah. Is he? Huh. Well, I know the one before him was an actual Ku Klux Klan member at one point. Actually, no, never mind. I think it's either way. Nerd Room Collectible says we're supposed to have work opening back up around the 8th or so, but who fucking knows? Atomic Puppet says starting to feel like Groundhog Day IRL with the shutdown. Yeah. Yep. I was making large quantities of that time disappear with alcohol, and to be perfectly honest, it's fucking amazing. In fact, I regret not going out to the liquor store today, but I know that I have to stay sober, and I know that I should probably stop the damage that I've already done to my body already. I got a lot of stuff I gotta get done, and the next day I just don't do anything, if I've been boozing up. Like, I've been honest, like, I've been waking up at, like, 3 a.m., going out into the darkness of my living room, grabbing the bottle of tequila, sitting down with the bottle of tequila, continuing to sip tequila and watch horror movies. I got trashed and rewatched Hereditary, which is one of the scariest films of fucking all time. I can't watch the ending. They say something blasphemous, and I'm like, I don't know about that, man. I'm not pushing my chips forward. The Omniseal says, I meant Biden, not you, lol. Oh, yeah. Nerd Room Collectibles says, speaking of demons, I'm getting enough practice defending myself from those motherfuckers because I'm downloading Doom Eternal right now. Enjoy your Doom, man. You know, honestly, the Doom game that I liked the most was Doom 3. So, I'm odd man out on that. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, apparently Bill Gates' vaccine thing paralyzes children. That sounds about right. Yeah. So it just doesn't even worry me anymore. I'm like, well, fucking make your play. Let's fucking do it, man. Let the battle lines are drawn, baby. Let's get down with the sickness. Like, we're gonna crawl. We are the insects in your ear. Wait, we are the rust upon your gears. We are the insects in your ears, and we're gonna crawl all over you. Clive Winston says, thoughts on Christian iconography in the Matrix? I don't think there is any Christian iconography. A lot of Christians, like, during that time period, try to, like, latch on to anything that they could, like, apply the Jesus sticker to, and I'm like, it's not about Jesus, it's about Buddha. And I know that those are two very similar similar religious figures, but, like, there is a difference, you know. Churchill Batia says, loved Hereditary. Did you watch Midsummer? No, I haven't seen that yet. Oh, and by the way, recommend your spooky-ass comment. I did actually try to look up Camera Head. Fuck, I've been going on a spooky spoop kick. I found a really cool existential video called Fear of Depths, and I kind of thought if I could get enough rock climbing XP, eventually I would try to dip my toe into caving. I have gone spelunking once under the very watchful eye of a church youth group, and fucking this guy made a video showing, like, some real, on the real roll call caving, and he kind of just mixed that up with, like, why humans have, I don't know, I actually really don't remember because I was tired as fuck. I'm not sleeping well, obviously, and I keep on falling asleep to ASMR's not doing it. For some reason, I've been, like, looking up weird pseudo-documentaries, like, what's the word, Zeitgeist. Really what I'm trying to get my hands on is, like, good old spooky content that the YouTube's banned a long time ago because we can't have a repeat of 2016. So, shit like Paranoid Times, just really weird, like, quasi-paranormal, government conspiracy type spoopy stuff. Like, Fuck, man. Like, Alex, like, a little bit, somewhere between Alex Jones and David Icke, but done by, like, psychos in their basement. I think, like, Secure Team 10, you ever heard of that one? That's an old one. I'd be surprised if they're still fucking around. I'll have to check for them this afternoon. It's 8:19, son, this evening. Hey, boy. The Boss of Cat says, you seen The Lighthouse, Tolstoy? No, I had that one spoiled for me. It was the weirdest goddamn thing, but I found some obscure guy who was doing reviews of a... I guess I should have watched this cartoon when it was out, but I really wasn't in, like, the cartoon-watching phase of my life at that point. I had, kind of grown out of it, but it had come to popularity just as I stopped paying attention, and it was called Flapjack? The Adventures of Flapjack? And apparently it's just really fucking bizarre and psychedelic, and the dude basically maintains that, like, Cartoon Network made a live-action rendition of that, as a movie, and then he just starts essentially reviewing The Lighthouse, but maintaining that it's a live-action rendition of Flapjack, and I'm like a fucking retard sitting here going, no way. Really? Huh. No way. And I'm just like fucking watching this live, and he ruined the fucking Lighthouse for me, because I'm just like waiting for it to be Flapjack, and then I realize I'm the biggest idiot. It's fucking crazy. I'm going to read the comments in order, but I'm going to jump one out of line because I see Haven's here, and she's a good friend of mine. And by the way, Haven, like, if you guys want to buy the farm, are we doing the farm? How are we doing the farm? That's the question, because I'm done. I'm sold. Let's go to Maine. I don't want to do this anymore. Fuck this. This is gay. Why are you gay? Haven Namira says, dudes, the guy from Secure Team 10 was arrested for assault. Oh, that's juicy as fuck. I swear to God. That reminds me of, if you ever get a chance, look up What's the Frequency, Kenneth. Real dude, raging paranoid schizophrenic, just sees Dan Rather on the streets. I think it was in New York, and he just randomly starts beating him, screaming, "What's the frequency, Kenneth?" As he thought that, like, people were beaming, information into his fillings or some shit. And then she says, last I saw, he was claiming he was about to be set up or something, and then he disappeared. Likelihood that he okay, but he's like... He's on there was a lady I used to watch, because Secure Team 10 is like fucking, the moon is made of cheese type shit. The one that I used to watch was like a lady. I wish to God I could remember her, because she did really interesting videos, and the one that really spooked me, got the hair in my hair, I know my hair always stands up, but, that my neck beard stood up. Was reading from an old book that I wish I could find, and it was apparently like, it was a lot like Art Bell. Ooh, that's a good one. I should watch some old B-sides of Art Bell. Apparently, it was a confession from a guy who said that he was a scientist who worked at the Area 51 or whatever, and he claimed that what they were doing there was not hiding aliens, because that's fucking stupid. It's like my least favorite flavor of government conspiracy, but what's more than likely, and it scares the shit out of me if you think about it, is genetic experiments, and that the reason that the Roswell crash looked like they did, like children's bodies, is because they were trying to breed people who would be small enough to be primed for aeronautic, exploration or aeronautic combat. You know what I mean? Like their bodies were better for, the big black eyes, so they can like look straight at like the sun and not have their eyes cooked. You don't have to wear sunglasses, kind of thing. And he said that they referred to them as the children, and that you were told to never fucking interact with them. In fact, then I told it to my brother, and his tinfoil crown is bigger than mine. And he said that there's some creepypasta he read about Dulce Air Force Base, where there's like a famous hall of just cells where they keep all the experiments, and like you are told, no matter what, don't look to the left or the right. And it says that they will try to beckon to you because they're in so much pain, because it's like some shit out of Full Metal Alchemist where it's like, Edward, it hurts you. And that's the spoop I like. Oh well. Caution, it's Cool Cat says, what was the blasphemy in Hereditary? God, well, I'm not going to repeat it, but, so essentially, because I have, like, one dot in the occult, because I wanted to study, because I started noticing that, our elites practice horrific shit, and I wanted to know that if the time ever came, where it was time to boog, and, I, for whatever reason, was blessed by God to be, like, on the breach team as we're fucking going in, to Epstein Island or some shit. I wanted to know that, if I finally got to Hillary Clinton or fucking Dick Cheney or some shit, and I, like, drew my piece, and then they would go, aha, but you didn't know, and then I'd go, gotta wear a yellow silk tie that's signed by Terry Crews, aha, I read the Kabbalah, bitch, you know what I mean, like, anyway, and so I picked up on it pretty early, the whole, crazy Kabbalistic cult That's a really cool meme. They did that in Silent Hill. But Silent Hill just made up symbols, which actually look cool, like really cool. What Hereditary did was took a symbol from the Lesser Key of Solomon, which is no es bueno. And also, what The Exorcist did? They made up actually, no, Pazuzu is real. Well, they're fighting it. But the point is if you're going to do that, make something up, I can make it, Dinglebop. There you go. There's your evil demon for the movie, Dinglebop. They used a real one. Anyway, in the very end, they all get together and they say something like, the very ending, like the cult, says something about, rejecting certain, and I'm just like, nah, we're good. We're good. And the other thing is that, and I have a lot of theories about this. There's a lot of conspiracy theories called predictive programming, which is about how the Illuminati, who obviously use their, the Hollywood is their express, it's their express propaganda lane. That essentially they use that to insert certain tropes that they want to become real, and so that by the time that it actually happens, the public is more willing to accept the narrative no matter how shitty it is. And I can give you a really good example. There's a spin-off of the X-Files that didn't last very long called The Lone Gunman, and it was about like the techie crew that would, sometimes appear, to help Fox Mulder to figure out why the frequency, what's the frequency, Kenneth? And they gave them their own show. There was an episode of that show about a plot to drive a plane into some kind of world center of trade. I'm trying not to end up on, I know I'm already on those lists. I know I'm on those lists. Anyway, and then that happened, that was in September, that was like a year, it was in like 2000, that was 1 year before that incident. Not to mention Matrix 1999. If you look at it, go look at it. I'm not even gonna fuck with you. Most people already know this, but if you've never heard this, strap in. When in the first Matrix movie, when Keanu Reeves is being molested by the agents and he doesn't know the whole situation yet, they slap his file down and they say Mr. Anderson, and his file rotates upside down and it says date of birth September 1st, 2001, or September 11th, 2001. Why would it be that day? The day, to say that it's a coincidence is astra-fucking-nomical. Why would it be that day? It doesn't even make any sense, because if the movie takes place in 1999, it means it wasn't even born yet. It just doesn't fucking happen. So, and there's, So, Hereditary, right? What really fucked with me is that when the demon, takes over the young lad, when the young lad dies, his soul leaves his body, and the soul is black. Looks like my asthma. But the demon is expressed by white light. And I'm just like, oh man, you faggots aren't even trying to hide it anymore. And there's a whole bunch of stuff like that me and my brother have noticed recently where Hollywood has turned up the trope and they've changed the name of the game. It's like, every movie where they used to be monsters, they're not the monsters, we're the monsters. Even when the tone doesn't work. Let me give you the lesser of the two examples, which is the latest Jurassic Park film. It's that mankind. Remember the original Jurassic Park where they were dumb, stupid dinosaur beasts and we weren't supposed to be feeling bad for them because they were trying to eat us? Remember that? But mankind is the monster. We have to depopulate. Better release the coronavirus. And then the one that really fucked with me was Aliens Covenant, whatever the fuck it was, where fucking the robot jerks off to how, oh, they're lovely, I love my pretties. And there's a scene that they're playing really uplifting music where, the dude has it's not even chest. What do they come out of his neck or something? They change it. It's not the chest burster, but whatever. He bursts and this thing comes out fully formed and it's holding its hands up and going, Daddy! And they're playing really uplifting music to this horrible demonic entity that just bursts out of a guy. Then in the very fucking end, spoiler alert for a shitty film that's not even canon, I hope. He's seen taking the embryos or whatever, and he's gonna infect the whole crew, and they play Wagner's Entrance of the Gods into Valhalla, and I'm just like, oh, you faggots aren't even trying. It's just, oh, that's right, it's all the things that are bad and evil are actually good, and we're actually bad and evil. Oh, gotta make sure to depopulate, don't have any kids. God, please put me on the breach team. Fuck. I would accept I'm getting too old. Every push-up that I ever did, every squat was just for the hopes that I could get far enough to be like the Russian dude who, hoisted the communist flag, as much as I don't like communism, but hoisted their flag over top the Reichstag. Fuck, just to be the guy, to be there. Fucking, anyway, if I go too far, I'm already on a lot of lists, but Clive Winston says, my dude, watch Hamilton's Pharmacopoeia. I will. Suka Bliat says, I'm everything bumped because I took 20 minutes to talk about conspiracy theories. Scrolling up. Dude, I got to a part in Final Fantasy VII when you have to fight a fucking robotic house. It's so fucking stupid. I hate that guy. I just gave up. I was like, I hate this. I hate this so much. It's such a drawn-out fight. It's not fun. Suka Bliat says, I'm thinking about writing a book about an apocalyptic scenario with some tongue-in-cheek called Prepperganda. See what you did there? Prepperganda. The boss of cats, Nick, says, Flapjack was right as I was getting out of cartoons myself, but I remember it being a veritable fever dream. Right. And I'd never seen it. I never paid attention to it. So, like, I just started seeing this guy doing a review of it, and it piqued my interest, and I just, okay. And then it seemed so bizarre that I thought maybe they would make a live-action film. And then, like, I just sat for 20 minutes going, this doesn't seem like Flapjack, but okay. Until, like, eventually the shit got spoiled for me. I was like, wait a minute, that's the lighthouse! John Birnbaum says, The Marvelous Misadventures of Flapjack, I watched the shit out of that. Hey. Stephen Knight says, yo, the house is bumpin'. The house is, in fact, bumpin'. Haven says, man, we found an island off the coast of Maine for $90,000. Really tempting. Yeah, but is it big enough to set up a farm? And also, you're gonna have to have a boat. Like, if you don't, how far off the coast? Insert Title Gaming says, what's your favorite Mass Effect game? The first one. I didn't play 2 or 3. I've thought about it. I just don't. Space is not the place. I don't care for space. Caution, it's Cool Cat says, the moon is made out of cheese. Look up Wallace and Gromit. They'll convince you. Ah, yes. Haven says, but what we're doing here with the garden is a good test before we get our shit together. Word. I just don't want to be here anymore, man. I'm eating a lot of eggs. And I want a chicken. I know that sounds fucking retarded, but there's like so many things that I want to do that I can't fucking do because I don't own land. Actually, my family does own land, but it's disenfranchised from me, and it's out in the middle of nowhere, and you can't grow anything on it. Well, actually, that's not entirely fucking true, but we need more cows to shit on it. Atomic Puppet says, every time I watch Art Bell clips on YouTube, they get copyright stricken. They are very aggressive at claiming ownership, whoever owns Coast to Coast now. Interesting. Stephen Knight says, Hereditary is disturbing as fuck, but not as disturbing as Midsummer. Did that come out? I think it was by the same director. You guys were recommending that. Okay, I'm going to watch. I'll take a look at that as soon as we get which I'm going to be here for a fucking while, so strap in. Clive Winston says, if the Boog was an RPG, what would you say your character class? Oh, DPS. DPS or Ranger? It fucking depends. Stephen Knight says, not nearly as disturbing as OMG. OMG? Wilsden says, couldn't it be argued that the real one is made up too? Oh, yeah. Fucking yeah. That's what I mean, so that people won't question the narrative. They say, oh, I saw that on TV. You know what I mean? Like, oh, really? Did you ever see another building that ever free-falled like that for absolutely no fucking reason? Like, can't melt the steel beams. Stephen Knight says, I hate when they use real demons when we know who they are. We feed them our attention, and they inevitably grow stronger and fuck us up. So my deal is, like, I'm not a very superstitious guy, but, like, one of the rules that I have is, like, if you found a piece of alien technology and you wanted to study it, would you be careful or not? Like, because you could say it's a weapon, and you could say, oh, neat, it's a weapon. Well, we definitely want to retro-engineer that. Yeah, well, what if it's a bomb and you accidentally set it off? Like, is there air out there? You don't know. So I just don't feel comfortable. The only reason why I'm not even a superstitious guy, but I noticed that the elites do it. The elites really like it, so that worries me. You know what I mean? It's like, I wouldn't even think much about it if they weren't such creepy fucking people. Like, I'm becoming a believer in the paranormal because I see these incredibly wealthy, incredibly powerful people getting together in groups in the California forest and dancing around a giant owl and lighting fires and singing songs. And all I can think is, man, that'd be a great site to drop a. Don't continue that. Instant FBI raid. Oh yeah, it's the anniversary of when the what's the word? The ATF burned 80 women and children alive. Man, always trust the gubby. Churchill Body has said that 2011 movie Contagion is predictive programming 100%. There you fucking go. Yeah, everyone's saying it's like Contagion. There you fucking go. It's possible this was all planned. Oh yeah, so Steven didn't know. Fucking Mr. Anderson's birthday is September 11th. How did you discover this? I've seen that movie 420 times, and I've never noticed. I think I saw that on a YouTube conspiracy theory channel. There's another one that you can look up, but it's edited as shit on the, they wiped that shit clean. You might not even be able to find the original video. In the theaters, and I remember seeing some old, pirated theater grainy footage of this, in The Dark Knight, fucking... there's a scene where they're trying to, Commissioner Gordon is trying to rally the troops, and he says, I need all available units right here, and he points at a map, and there's no writing on the map except for right where he points, and it says Sandy Hook. See if I can look it up right here. I don't fucking... Nice. I'm going to Gitmo after this. Ooh. When you start looking for something and Google starts going like they're really angry? Like if you go to DuckDuckGo and you type in creepy, it says Joe Biden. It just knows. It knows, oh yeah, you're looking for creepy Joe Biden. If you type in creepy Joe Biden on, it's just like, no, I don't think so. No. Like, fuck, man. Yeah, there's a Wikipedia page about it where they're probably going to try to dispel it. Let me see if I can find the image. Yep, found the fucking image. That worries me. I don't look, I'm not going to show you. You can Google it, but you wouldn't even be able to see it on the quality. But, yeah. Clive Winston says, and everything bumped. And the house is bumping. Oh, shit. My shit has not chugged yet. And now as soon as I talk about that, are we still broadcasting? Is this thing still going? Okay. We just came back up. That was some Art Bell shit. All of a sudden, it just cut the feed real quick because I'm talking about naughty shit. Yeah, they don't like that fucking shit. I don't even know. Where did it cut off? Did you guys hear the end of what I said? Ooh, this is getting spoopy. We got some visitors, man. We got some visitors. So Clive Winston says, I'm not sure about angels and demons and shit, but I read this quote the other day that spooked me. He says, while we are busy bickering whether demons exist, the elites are busy worshiping them. Yeah, that's exactly my point. Like, my brother is, he's a religious person, and he's way more into the conspiracy theories, and he puts a Christian, bend on them. And I remember when he was watching the Jones, I would walk in and I'd see the Jones, and this is before I kind of joined the club, but unlike everyone else, I have the ability, this insane, genetically, superior enhancement that allows me to change my mind when I am wrong. And, he spouts all these conspiracy theories about how, the elites are talking to the demons, and, the number of the beast is going to be, computer chip, whatever the fuck, Alex Jones, making the fish gay. Which is a real thing, by the way. And I just kept saying that's stupid. None of this is real. And I kept arguing it. And then, I just walk in one day, and he's showing, my parents Bohemian Grove. And I was like, oh, what do you know? The elites worship a giant owl. And then, and this is I got to be super fucking careful. So after a certain event, Blandy Mook. Yeah, that's right. After Blandy Mook, there was and that whole thing, I don't even know how to get into that. The dad of a dead daughter walking out, doesn't see the news camera, and he does finger guns, and he's going, and then he sees the camera, and he goes, and tries to hyperventilate to make himself look like he's been crying. Oh, fucking K. Okay. Do you finger? And then, I remember some of the normies stacking up for that, and they're like, well, people grieve differently. And I'm like, no one does that when their child is... So... what was I going to say? So one of the newscasters, is talking about the little cute girl that they all made over who, supposedly, blied. She's bled. And, he had a picture and, he held it backwards so you couldn't see what it was, and he says, and she drew this picture and I'm like, why are they showing a dead girl's picture? Are you that starved for news? And he turned it around. And it was a malevolent-looking owl. And I have very few things that just look through the screen and go, you. And I'm just like, no. And I'm just stacking my Ruger mag and going, oh, as I've seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. like, I'm not playing that fucking game. You can look it up. Go ahead and look. I actually think I made a journal entry, actually, about this exact thing in the predictive programming. Fuck it. I mean, see if I can find it. Hang on. And I drew the owl, even though I'm not a fan of it. It's a fucking creepy-looking owl. Good thing we've got rosewood. Wood rose? Yeah, wood rose. To protect me. All right, it's in one of the Rhodias. Probably the fattest one because I think it's this one. I think I grabbed it, right? Yep. And I even tried to do my personal picture of Alex Jones. I don't know, I can't draw. I can sort of draw. Vilified. No, lame. Let's see. Alex Jones has always been vilified by normies as well as lamestream media for as long as they've been aware of his broadcasts. I can see how most can easily view him as a madman. I myself said that very thing when Stevie first introduced me to him. I still don't know exactly how I feel about him, but the thing I noticed the most about the Jones, we just call him the Jones, is the way he covers endless topics which the mainstream has suppressed to the point of either removing from the zeitgeist entirely or changing the facts of the narrative concerning it. Things like Tonkin Bay Golf Incident, 9/11, or the Blandy Mook, which is an attack that so heavily reeks of fish that I don't have enough ink or paper to cover all of the details that don't make sense. That being said, Alex has recently grown rather strange, or should I say stranger. He definitely played a major role in getting Orange Man elected, and while I was deathly afraid of the other one getting in, Jones maintains that Lump is some glorious white knight, while it seems to me that he's basically George Bush 2 Electric Boogaloo. Actually, well, anyway, where's the fucking... I drew the goddamn owl. Ah, fuck. Turn the page, wash your hands. I even included $1, because you can actually find a little owl. Oh, look, I wrote a little goddamn note that says owl. You'd have to get a magnifying glass. I can't fucking show you, but it's an owl that's perched. That was the fucking owl. Look it up, Google it. Like, no fucking 5-year-old, or whatever she was, fucking is coloring in class, and, the teacher's like, what do you have there, Susie? And they go, Moloch. That doesn't fucking happen. This is what made the Jones crazy. Wilston says, yeah, every movie has an agenda now. Tell me about it. Most of the time, and that's why, that's another thing, is so normies who don't believe that there's a narrative that's being pushed, they're just like, well, these writers in Hollywood, they just make some mistakes now and again. And I'm just like, they are obviously pushing a narrative, and they're happy to bleed money. Like, how many industries will they ruin? They ruined the comic book industry, they destroyed Hollywood, and no matter what, the machine won't stop turning. They just have to keep on going, man, bad, woman, good, diversity, and they just keep fucking pushing it, and it just keeps on killing industries, and I'm just like, stop! They're doing it to The Last of Us, man. Christ. I just... Nerd Room Collectible says, Covenant was fucking suck, dude. Prometheus was suck too. Yeah, I know. I hated both those films. And he says, just let it be an unknown deep space horror, goddammit. No, actually, there was definitely lore to pull from, and I was hoping that they were going to investigate the space jocks. I wanted to see the pilots. My brother read a fake leaked script that was infinitely fucking cooler. It was also biohorror as fuck. I wish I could have found it. I keep searching for it, but I never found it. It's basically that in the alternate version, they find the planet, where the space jocks live, and the space jocks are like, oh man, hey, you made it this far. It's crazy. Like, we never thought that you guys, we were aware of you. We didn't think you'd be able to find us. You must be like the elite people. So we're going to try to make you like us because we know that's what, would make you most happy. And that essentially from there, it was going to be like a torture porn thing where it's like their arms are getting ripped off and replaced by biodildo, organic, chemical, whatever the fuck. I don't know. But unfortunately, yeah. Nature Nerd 1000 says, have you seen Underwater 2020? Really interesting monsters in that movie, and I think maybe a second one. I'll have to take a look. The boss of Cats Nick says, lol, Hell House. Fucking Hell House! God damn it, it's such a stupid boss. I hate it. Stephen Knight says, Black Mirror is dope as fuck, too. It has a lot of disturbing satire and metaphors, mainly about women and technology in the mind. Yeah, I've watched almost all of Black Mirror. If you haven't seen it, there's no way that I can nerd out as hard as I fucking need to for this, but if you ever get a chance, you gotta look up the fucking, the movie Bandersnatch. That is one of the, it's not even just a movie, it's a work of art, honestly, and, fuck, it's so good. If I could forget it so that I can rewatch it, I would. Sarah says, damn, 33 people watching? New record. Wow, It's been up to 45. I'm wondering if they tell you less people are fucking watching. Which, by the way, why is it running so smooth? Why right now is it running so smooth? My brother is physically running his PS5, whatever the fuck he's got, PS4, and he's sucking up bandwidth. Oh, it's working now. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's because mods are asleep. Stephen Knight says, Flapjack and regular show are better than Adventure Time. Oh, dude, Adventure Time is trash. Regular show was fucking amazing. J.G. Quintel is a great artist, but I wish he was working on an adult series. I don't fucking know what happened to it, but I saw the trailer for it, and it's like, it even involves an episode where people take acid, and I'm just like, this looks fucking great. The Boss of Cats Nick says, Tolstoy, in my downtime, should I revisit Leaf Green or Emerald? Found all my GBA stuff today. Only you can answer that. I don't know. They're great games. I've replayed them to the point where I can't replay them anymore. I just wish we could get a good new Pokemon game. If you haven't played Pokemon Black or White, those are amazing. That's actually, I consider that the best game in the series before the original. It's the second best, basically. Kane the Warlock says, the weirdest Flapjack episode was the one where they go west and start hallucinating from drinking seawater. Yeah, I think that he included that in the review, and that's why I'm just sitting here going, no way. Because it seems so crazy that I was just like, yeah, well, maybe they would make a live-action thing. I mean, Adult Swim has done weird stuff, too. Asako says, Flapjack movie? No, there really isn't one. I was tricked. Stephen Knight says, the second Mass Effect is a masterpiece, and best one by GTA 5 held up great graphically, and so far reminds me of Breaking Bad video game. Word, I can see that. I generally only liked Trevor. Like, I wanted the game to be a lot more like Trevor's missions, and anytime you have to do and the other thing is, like, I just don't find the characters fucking compelling. Like, it's like Franklin's, like, the nicest of them, and the most level-headed of them, kind of, and I sort of, like, Haven says, the island is several acres in one of the bays on the edge of Maine, not too far off the mainland. Yeah. Well, if we all get what is the down payment? Let me just ask you that. Like, you said 90 grand, like, 90 grand? Are you sure? Yeah, that's doable. 90 grand. So, right, yeah. What's the down payment? Because if we all get our Trump bucks, if our power is combined, like, fuck it, I don't want to be here anymore. Patrick's in. He says, hey, have a look at that Facebook. Send you some notes about movie ideas. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the movie idea. Yeah, I think me and Patrick might end up making a movie together. Like, he told me this idea for a script that is so fucking amazing, and there was, like, as I heard it, I was like, damn, why didn't I think of that? And also, there's no way you're not letting me in on this. All right, let's see, Patrick. Oh, nice, it's in a PDF. There's actually... Well, we'll talk about that later. I'll fucking... I can get with you sometime this week, and we'll go over that, because I actually am really interested in working on that fucking project. Conscience Cool Cat says, can you tell us about the time you talked to a demon? Also, what did it look like? Couldn't see it. It just physically got to me in cyberspace, sort of, and it was a really bad trip, and it just kind of said a lot of horrible shit. I don't feel like talking about it. I'm really sorry. Like... Asako says, they're using movies to get us used to what is to come with this virus and the complete fascist control. Like I said, man, press X to boog. Osmotar says, the land I'm going to is in the middle of nowhere, but it's wilderness and has long enough growing season. The mountains right to the west, and it has enough wild plants to not have to grow. So you're just going to forage? Ooh, everything bumped, and the house is bumping. Grow leaves more room to be concerned for hunting and fishing. Well, fucking take me with you, bro. And then Wilston's like, you talked to a demon? It's more or less that it kind of assaulted me in the middle of a psychedelic trip that went sideways real fucking fast. Lincoln says, just popped in from making people rage quit TF2 with a friend. Always a good pastime. Asakor says, do you think the wasting disease scare was a man-made prion and a way to get hunters to stop being self-sustaining? God damn. You just jonesed me up some Jones. I would have to look into that. I don't know. Yeah, chronic wasting disease. No. Our deer are at an all-time high population because there's not enough people hunting them, and that can often result in in disease, but it's entirely fucking possible. Kane the Warlock says, Pazuzu is strange. Although considered an evil spirit, he used to protect humans from other evil spirits, plagues, and Lamashtu, who is believed to cause harm to mother and child during childbirth. Huh. Yeah, man. Fucking Canaanites, bruh. They're weird. Lincoln says, you're good, Chief. Wilston says, Illuminati confirmed. Yeah, right. Asako says, and how do you feel about the fake meat creeping up and telling farmers to dump milk and meat? They want us to get sick. Yeah, that's also weird. They were like, yeah, man, we had to dump our milk. And I was like, why? So there aren't enough truck drivers? Like, are we having a breakdown in chain of supply? Because, ooh, that terrifies me. Clive Winston says, you ever experienced Google or Facebook using your microphone to recommend you advertisements, creepy stuff? Oh, yeah, all the goddamn time. It hears me talk about shit all the fucking time. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, no, I don't think we did. I'm getting to these too fucking late. Clive Winston says, ever seen side-by-side pics of all the school shooters? Funny how they all look kind of similar. Genetic experiments? No. It's probably that they're all from... I don't think that they look similar. Maybe because they all have... Well, there's a theory about autism called extreme masculine face theory, and so maybe they were just all autistic, therefore they leaned towards feeling socially isolated and were easy for certain shadowy agencies to reach out and tap on the shoulder. Nerd Room Collectible says, you know that owl? You know who that owl is, right? Yeah, supposedly it's Moloch, but that doesn't make any sense because in the ancient world, Moloch was a giant bull, but, fuck it. Oh, God. He says, what? Asako says, very strange. People said that they saw them at different posts of peril. Oh, are you talking about, that's kind of a little bit like Mothman. Or the Blackbird of Chernobyl. That shit's not real, but it's still cool. Nerd Room Collectible says, that owl coincidentally, enough is a certain god of mild schmacrifice. Yeah, that is fucking right. And his name rhymes with Mohawk. Yeah. And then just right beneath that, someone just goes, it's Moloch. I'm like, thank you, Andy. Thanks. Stephen Knight says, got one word for you, my guy. Cyberpunk 2077. I got one word for you, my guy. When's it coming out? Like, fuck. That's one of the only games I would actually think about actually dropping cash on, like, immediately. Even though I really shouldn't be spending no money. Asako says, also a bull in other descriptions I've seen. Yeah. Arcade Machine 15 says, boring, peace out. Aw. Well, I'm sorry it was boring. Have fun wherever you go. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, wait, so did that girl draw Moloch? Yeah, everyone is fucked. Yeah, right? Like, look it up. It's not the way the normal little girl draws. Like, it doesn't fucking look right. Churchill Bhatia says, the South Park episode that covered school shootings was hilarious. Never seen it. I stopped watching South Park. I love that one season that they did with PC Principal and the one interconnected, episode. And then the season right after that with the Member Berries was, it just wasn't funny at all. It was really off for them. Alexis says, could you share your thoughts on The Last of Us 2? I'm not really that excited about it, to be honest, even though the first one was amazing. No, I have no intention of playing the, lesbian, patriarchal white male man killing simulator, the turf game. I don't have any, desire to play that. But, I'm sure that they got woke. They'll go broke. That's why it's a fucking agenda. Like, I don't know. Asako says, I'm going to have to find Underwater 2P2P. Lincoln then says, for me, it says 41. It fluctuates. It's at 35 now. Man, people were really interested in hearing me talk about conspiracy theories, man. Maybe I should become the new Jones. Maybe I should step up, take on big Papa Jones's chair, man. Rip my shirt off and scream things. Kazlabs, there he is. Kazlab says, so how are we feeling today? Well, Kaz, I got stuck on the fucking demon house, the monster house, hell house. Man, that shit pisses me right the fuck off. I hate that boss. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, wait, so what was that thing that guy was showing your parents with the owl on it? No, it was my brother was oh, okay. Oh, maybe you don't know. Look up Bohemian Grove. They admit it's real. It's a giant 40-foot concrete owl that exists somewhere in like the redwood forests that, in a private, sector of land in California. And they do some, Alex Jones, ironically, snuck in and got footage of it. And they do some creepy-ass pagan shit there and some sort of horrible ceremony called the Cremation of Care. It's obvious blatant witchcraft, and I would love to storm that shit. It would just be hysterical. Like, just get a fucking saw. You know what I'm saying? And just and just I'm assuming that all the fatties in their white robes would be like and picking up their robes and trying to waddle their fat asses away, and it would just be like shooting penguins, like so hysterical. Yeah, Lincoln says Close Enough is going to HBO. Close Enough is going. I don't know what Close Enough is. If you're talking about The Last of Us on the HBO, yeah, they're going to make Last of Us 1 an HBO special, and they said it's going to be about rape culture and patriarchy. Snap, girlfriend. Do you know that most people who like The Last of Us don't give a shit about your politics, right? Like, they get that they don't want your cock in it, but okay. Go ahead and keep pushing your weird agenda. I'm loading my gun. Kazlab says, did you fix that problem you were having with the FF7 remake? I did. Yes, my brother actually fixed it. So, and I've been working on the review. I churned out about like 5 minutes of review, and it took me 5 fucking hours because goddamn editing. But some of that shit's like legit hysterical. Stephen Knight says, have you seen the Predator reboot in 2018? Opinions? I like it, but everyone else hated. Normally, I'm the cynical one, but this time I find myself latter side. Yeah, I didn't even see it. It kind of looked like SJW trash, like there was going to be some feminism in there. And I heard they tried to make it funny, and I'm like, why? It's not supposed to be a funny film. Like, the last good Predator film was Predators, with, what's-his-face? Broden, whatever the guy's name is. Kazlab208 says, that new series by J.G. Quintel is still happening. It's going to be an HBO Max exclusive, hopefully coming out next year. Oh, is that what Close Enough is? Oh, okay. No, because what was it called? Anyway, I don't want to, like, waste time, like, looking up the fucking trailer, but shit was cash. The Boss of Cats Nick says, never played those. I remember back in the day looking at 3 starters and being like, what the fuck? Oh, yeah. Well, Snivy. I like Snivy. It's more or less like the way that they said it in New York was really dope. There's enough really decent Pokemon in that one to balance out some of the stupider designs. Aerobed says, what about Soul Silver and Heart Gold? Oh, yeah, I did forget about that. Okay. So then Black and White is the third best one. Knight says, everything bumped. Stephen Knight says, West. Creepy Flapjack voice. I've never, I don't actually know. I'm going to look that up. I'm going to just, like, look up, fucking, and Kane just hit me up directly. See if I need to watch this show. Yep, I think I found the clip. I'm watching this. I'm watching Flapjack now. Posted on the Discord. I don't know. I can't even tell what the heck it is. He sends me a map. Oh, yeah. So, Kane the Warlock just sent me a picture of a map. Fuck. It's an owl. It's an aerial view of United States. It's DC in the State House, and it's an owl. All the streets form an owl. Holy fucking shit. Well, there you fucking go. I don't know, people. Haven says, positive that it's 90. There's no plumbing. That's the only catch. Can we add? So outhouse, basically. Yeah, how do you feel about that? There's a lot of things. Well, wait. Bathing. So, like, what? An outdoor tub? Like, can we build something on it? Clive Winston says, oh, shit, TKE Cinematic Universe in the works. And then Patrick responds, well, there's some TKE stuff in there. Yeah, it's not going to actually be about me. The subject matter is something that I know a lot about, and I couldn't. Oh, it was an idea that I had the other day. I don't want to say it really on stream. What was it? Okay, wait. Okay, so Patrick, for my character, when he loses a bet or, loses one of the cage fights or something like that, he just says, like, well, I did promise you $1 million. And then, like, he pulls out his own money that he printed himself, and it's called, like, T-Bucks or something like that. And he just, like, hands it to him, and he goes, crazy, and just, like, walks the fuck away. Okay, that's the only thing I'm going to say. Stephen Knight says, should I get Sekiro? It's a 2019 Game of the Year. It looks at, how could they tell that it was the 2019 Game of the Year when no one can physically fucking play it or finish it? because few people that talk down on it because of the difficulty, including you. Is the difficulty that hard? It's one of the most frustrating games I've ever played. Like, it's not even, like, difficult where you can kind of get through it. It's just difficult where you constantly lose and you stay on the first level. Like, I did not enjoy. I can't think of another game where I've died that fucking much. Like, and then it punishes you for dying. So you either get good or just start over again. Twin Failing says, "Oh, Captain, my Captain, looks like we were talking about tips again." Tips? Andy689 says, a lot of what Alex says is oddly factual. Word. Yeah, I know, and that's why I always kind of thought it was strange. Well, anyway. Stephen Knight says, also in Cyberpunk 2077, Keanu Reeves is basically a cybernetic hologram version of Sato from Ajin. He even wears the vest, laughing my ass off, and hat, though. Really? Oh my god, that only sweetens the fucking deal. Caution It's Cool Cat says, you got any good book recommendations on cults and wacky paranormal shit? Oh yeah, absolutely. Hang on. Alright, I'm gonna show you the book. I'm also gonna make myself some sobriety. And yes, I'm wearing skull pajamas. Oh, my legs. Sorry about the wait. I had to make myself some tea. So, occult books, huh? Yeah, my best recommendation is called Secret History of the World. Oop, don't knock your shit over. Fat ass gets plumped on down here. Oof, she's seen better days. Basically, it's a literal history. I don't know how to describe this. This is an acid trip. It's a supposed history of the world in accordance with the occult narratives of all of the different, groups. You got your Masons, you got your Kabbalists, you got your Rosicrucians, you got your uppers, downers, smackers, quackers all around, Husker-do's, Husker-don'ts, with or without a pusher stick. Actually, the other thing I can recommend that I can't reach, there we are, is Confessions of the Illuminati, which, this is a bit drier. The writer is not as good, but it goes into who's who of... Did that say Trump? Reagan in Sex Camp Globe. This book has nice paper. I should reread this, but this is dry as fuck. But this will give you all the intel. All the fucking intel, my guy. Do-do-do, ba-da-ba, do-do-do. Icky. Andy689 says, sorry, I didn't know that you were being secret. I think they know we know, but still, oops, lol. Yeah, I know, but I think that, you know, I think the stream health sort of depends on us not saying certain things or doing certain things. Like, you know, I have an object underneath my desk that were I to pull out, I'm sure would slow the goddamn stream down, and it's a no-no stick. Fuck yeah. Oh, crud. Hang on, I forgot my turmeric. Son of a bitch! Son of a bitch! Give me a drink! If I can't win, I'm gonna drink my life away. Son of a bitch! Give me a drink! Sorry about that. But this should definitely smooth things over. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Steven Knight says, I think Cyberpunk comes out this year. I thought, yeah, it was supposed to come out in April, but then they had to push it back because of, like, you know, horrible bioweapons created by the Chinese government, who are communists. Kane the Warlock says, what do I look up for the girl drawing the owl? Just type, you can literally just look up Sandy Hook owl. I mean, Blandy Mook owl. I gotta see this again, I'm sorry. That's great. That's fucking great. Okay. Tut. Ugh. Yep, owl drawing. One of the first things that comes up. God damn it. Well, why does it have a mouth? I don't... Man. You see that shit? Does that look normal? No. Jesus does not approve of this shit. Y'all motherfuckers need Jesus and the 762 to cross your skull. The Boss of Cats Nick says, also, Tolstoy, you might like Neo too, since you liked Ninja Gaiden back in the day. Yeah, I thought about that. I looked at it, but honestly, I like the aesthetic of Sekiro. There is something coming out that basically does the exact same thing of, like, the far more traditional, you know, less wacky, you know, looking feudal Japan, and I forget what the game's name is. It's like Empire of the Sun or some shit like that. I just hope that it's not, that it has an easy setting, you know. Osmotar says, well, if you ever feel like going to the circus of the Pacific Northwest, when the land is bought and buildings start coming along. I've wanted to snake around the Hanford area and near the river with the old Geiger counter. Huh. Yeah, I've always wanted to live in the Pacific Northwest. I just don't think I can afford it. And also, they're liberals. Oh, yeah. Ugh. Ugh, that tastes awful. Great. So apparently it's coming out in September now. Kazlab says, well, I can't wait to hear what your take is when you reach the Honeybee Inn. You're going to have a lot to say when you reach that point. Huh. I forget what that was in the original. Anyway. Nerd Room Collectible says, everything jump. Zoop. 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 Nerd Room Collection says, wow, ironically, I gotta make a slideshow on my stupid fucking Google Classroom history class about a New World explorer, otherwise known as Conqueror. He says, I remember when they tried to tell us that Columbus was good. Well, I mean, if you kind of see the whole world as beyond good and evil, like, look, I have a whole thing on this, which is like, I find that trying to apply our modern day morals to ancient societies is not only retarded, but kind of racist. And what I mean when I say that is, and hang on, is this. The entire history of the planet has been brood wars. It's literally just been, I want your land, I'm going to kill you. Actually, in Gun, Germs, and Steel, which is actually back there, and I'm not going to get that, there's an anecdote written by Jared Diamond about how environmental determinism works, even though in the beginning he says environmental determinism isn't a thing, but he's like, yeah, but it kind of is, where the Maori people who were living in New Zealand branched off to go find some islands, went island hopping, hence the Polynesians, and one of the earliest expeditions led to an island that did not have the same capacity for farming that New Zealand does, and so they had to revert back to a hunter-gatherer society. Well, they evolved separately from New Zealand for like 1,000 years. It might have been 500, but I believe it's 1,000. And I think it was the French show up to New Zealand, and they're trading, and they're talking with the locals, and they're just like, hey, man, we found this island that's like to your guys' southeast, and there's like 5 people there, and you could easily kill everyone there and then take their shit. Now, remember, these are the great descendants of the original Maori people, so they're fucking related. They're cousins. And even still, the Maori on New Zealand are like, dope, let's go fucking rape and kill them. Like, this concept that, like, people haven't been brutes and savages and haven't tried to war for land since the fucking beginning is basically based in post-nuclear deterrence world. You know, it's like, in our world now, we don't do brood wars anymore. Really, just the first world, because we're equipped with nukes, and if we were to try to invade China, they would fucking nuke us, and then Russia would nuke them, and then we would nuke Russia, and then everyone, it's gonna be like the ending of Reservoir Dogs, where everyone's just got the guns, and they all, you know, gun each other fucking down. The suggestion that people, that, you know, the idea that everyone didn't do this is also at the same time basically saying that, you know, essentially white people are, you know, better because we were so noble that we set aside our savage ways and stopped exploiting and taking over no, we fucking didn't. It's essentially like, let me turn your argument around. You're basically saying that, you know, people in third world, you know, countries, you know, in Southern America or, you know, in Africa or whatever, that their brood wars, their tribal warfare or whatever is, you know, oh, well, that's just savage behavior. Good thing that the white people are so much more advanced. Motherfucker, what do you think World War I and World War II were? Tribal warfare to take over the goddamn continent. We'd still be doing that shit if one of us hadn't have invented nukes. So it's just the way that it is. Like, I'm not saying that, you know, Columbus was a good guy to say, like, Captain Cook was Hawaii. Okay, so let's say Captain Cook. I'm not saying that Captain Cook was a good guy, you know, to the Hawaiians, but, like, fucking to Captain Cook's home country, which I think was Portugal? No. England. Yeah. England, he was a fucking hero because he discovered more fucking land and people to exploit. It's dark, but so is humanity. Trying to retroactively apply our modern day morals that are informed by nuclear war is psychotic. So, you know, anyway. Oh, that's great. Kane the Warlock says, Richard Nixon went to Bohemian Grove and was just like, this is gay. I can see Richard Nixon going, because, like, men like to get naked and have, like, group sex there for, like, you know, Moloch power or some shit. Stephen Knight says, I just pre-ordered it just now. This is not a game I can go without, lol. Don't want to risk being broke around that time. And I had the cash now, so it is done. All right, you let me know how that fucking, you let me know how the, how it is playing out with Sato / Cyber Sato, man. Suka Bliat says, don't forget to salt and burn. Yeah. Wilston says, it's like the modern day Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, but hopefully not written by a pedophile. Wilston says, it's like the motto. I'm rereading shit. Kazlab says, so Patrick, are there any anime influences in that script you were writing with Tolstoy? I'll leave that up to him. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, yeah, you should watch Flapjack. It's amazing. I think I shall. Asako says, you won't regret watching Flapjack. I think it's on Hulu now. I'll probably find it on, it's not on Netflix or whatever. Stephen Knight says, yeah, The Predators was funny a little personally. I'd never found a Predator scary. He was always just been dope as fuck to me. Even as a kid, I would be cheering for him, laughing my ass off. So for me, it didn't really clash with the film. Oh, weird. My favorite Predator film was actually number 2. I don't really care. The acting style of Arnold Schwarzenegger, a little bit weird. I actually kind of like I'm getting too old for this. What's his name? Danny Glover cop. Like I've seen that look on my face many times in the mirror. Patrick says, if you want, you can share some stuff. No problem. It's a work in progress anyway. Nah, man, that's all right. Fucking Haven then says composting toilet. Probably have to bring water tanks to the island. People in that live in the desert often have to bring water in. Bro, it's gonna be what happens when it snows? Like, you can get snowed in on that island. Like, I don't know. It's gonna be fucking. Oh wow, an island off of Maine. Like, we would have to walk around in the summer wearing fucking coats. I mean, it would prepare me for Alaska. Well, let me know. Let me know what the down payment on that shit looks like, because, like, while I still have the money, like, we could. I guess we can't while everything's is Maine quarantined? Is Maine even a United State? The Bossa Cat says, oddly enough, I didn't have that much trouble with Sekiro outside of, like, 3 bosses. Yeah, okay, well, you got that big D, big D energy. Me, fucking, I got shit well, now I don't. I was gonna say, I have shit I gotta do with my life, but nah, I don't like the way that the game's hit detection is fucked. And no one admits that, fucking From Software has fucky hit detection, but they do. Asako says, have you been following David Icke on this COVID-19 stuff? No, David Icke is one too far for me. The Archons and the whatnot. There's a little bit too much citrus in that. More people sending in images. You send in money, I'll send in more stuff. Okay, Kane has just sent me a link. It's Nixon discussing homosexuals at Bohemian Grove. I will actually leave that one unchecked, only because I don't want to bore the stream here. Kazlab says, hopes there is a Girl uns Panzer reference in that script. That's up to Patrick. Video Gamer 945 says, so got my unemployment today, went and bought whiskey. What is a no-no stick? If the stream sees that, then it'll say terroristin. Is this thing not focusing? I feel like it's not focusing. Let me fix. Yeah, it's like not focused. Unfuck thyself. Be gone, thought! Alright. She is for the streets. Asako says, ooh, whoops, gotta start using code, lol. Yeah, Twin Failing says, conspiracies, cults, and trips sounds like a good stream so far. Oh, always. Welcome. Stephen Knight says, have you seen the show The Boys on Amazon Prime? It's a very odd spin on the Justice League, showing what it would be like if they were douchebags that only care about money and fame. Kind of disturbing. I think my brother tried to show that to me once. Ultimate X James says, nice jumper. Oh, that's right. Are you... Oh, yeah, I think you said you were, like, from a Slavic country. The English refer to sweaters as jumpers for some fucking reason. I don't understand, like, what the fuck? I understand, like, calling tennis shoes trainers. Like, okay, fine, you train in them. Like, but jumper? And it's just a black shirt. I don't know. Stephen Knight says, but very, very fucking good. Oh my god, can't wait for season 2. Nice. Stevie Wonder says, you just convinced me to get The Secret History of the World on Kindle. Been looking for something to read for a while. Looks like this is it. Yeah, word, enjoy that shit. It takes a lot to keep your mind on it. Like, it's quite bizarre. I think that the thing that really got me was basically saying that, like, we can't be sure that any of his pseudo-history that he's describing isn't real on the grounds that, like, I guess the occult narrative is that as history has been, as time in the universe has been advancing, phases of matter have been changing far more than we know, and so have physics. So he espouses that, like, back in the day, Mandrake people were completely real, or some shit like that. It's fucking David Icke. Really fucking great. Kazlab says, so what is happening on May 1st? Ideally, the lockdown will be over, and I can go get COVID-19 at my gym. If I'm gonna die, at least I want to fucking die. I would say fit, but I know I won't be fit. I don't give a shit. The Bossa Cats, Nick says, Ghosts of Tsushima. I am the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria, the Newsed, the Rapist, the Fields Overseer, the Priest of Hiroshima. Sorry. Had to get a little bit of rage out. Suka Bliet says, they're too arrogant to care. Stephen Knight says, another goddamn PS4 exclusive. Rage. What is? What's another PS4 exclusive? Caution, it's Cool Cat says, lay more conspiracies on us, my guy. I need more. I don't know. We've already talked about. Okay. Tolstoy's like, I couldn't. Yes. Let's see. There's one that my brother told me that I don't know where he got this shit from, but like, hold on to your butthole. So he maintains that like the reason we never went back to the moon is because we discovered what we were looking for there, which is essentially some kind of monument that had the description for how to build a portal on it. So Area 51 is where they build that portal. Through the portal, nothing physically can travel, but information can travel. And what it tells us is, it gives us all the information for creating like a lot of decent, really good modern day technology, you know what I mean? Like cell phones and computers and TVs and whatnot. And then it says, just keep focusing on making AI. Keep focusing on making AI. Well, we're going to build the AI, and as the AI turns out to be born of no man, it will be the Antichrist, and we'll be so ready for an AI to control us that we'll be saying, wasn't it so wonderful? We've been mechanizing our society for decades and decades, and now we finally have the perfect, benevolent dictator to, control us, and that's how, the end of times kicks the fuck off. So, is what I'd heard. And essentially the portal was to hell. That one was fucking a little bit weird, but hey, it's something. Andy689 says, I actually find the more forward out society goes, our values and morals go backward. Some would argue, but as a Christian, makes sense. You might have to kind of, elaborate on that one. Osmotar says, yeah, PNW is full of those clowns. I bet there's an old gold panning town called Republic, so you can guess how many leftists live there. Land is cheap in the valleys, else I wouldn't be moving. What the hell is PNW? Pacific Northwest. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's like one of the most beautiful areas of the country. The only thing that can top that, which thankfully is much more conservative, is Alaska, but hard to live. Hard to fucking live there. But hey, man, what do I know? I'm moving to an island off the coast of Maine, apparently. Mike says, do you flip butterfly knives? I used to 1,000 years ago, but I cut myself pretty badly doing it, and ever since then, I kind of was like, this is not something that I care to, put more XP into. Stephen Knight says, our world is nothing but a global gangbang, not the sexual kind, though. Oh, wait, hold up. No, I mean, really, it fucking is. Like, and that's... Francis Fukuyama talks about that because essentially, and as we talked about in the last stream, you know that my favorite stage of human development, I wouldn't actually even say tribal, band level. Fucking the you know what I mean? You know that meme of like the guy who's blue and like he's becoming the astral plane and he's opening up his chakras and shit like that, but like the last one is like the most powerful. It's like the band level society is the fucking best. So dig this poli-sci. So wolves don't have a social pecking order. That's a huge misunderstanding. That's because we do, and we gave that to dogs, and dogs are half reflection of wolf behavior, half reflection of our behavior. I really like watching videos that talk about like the difference between dogs and wolves, and it's interesting to see what the dog has evolved. Like the dog's brain, although the dog's head is smaller, the dog's brain is actually way more intense and is more focused on like. There's an entire section of a dog's brain that's dedicated to analyzing what a human did and then seeing how it can do it with its tools. So dogs know that we're not dogs. And they say, oh, that human just picked that thing up with, I'll do it with my mouth. So wolves essentially just have a band level society, which is a modern, a mommy wolf and a daddy wolf. They make wolflets. When those wolves are, big enough to take care of themselves, they just leave. And that's what a band level society was. And it was by a process called exogamy. Exogamy. So just like, you had a kid, it was pretty easy to take care of ourselves. I mean, like, as long as you, this was like at a point before we were hunting even big game, you know what I'm saying? This goes all the way back to like proto-human days. The problem is, what happens when you have two boys and one girl and there are no other couples in the valley, as it were, that have, that have more girls? What happens if there's an unbalance? Well, then eventually some human is going to think, gee, I could kill all my male, competition and then have their women. So, and Francis Fukuyama talks about this, and he basically says, like, yeah, you see this behavior in chimpanzees, that chimpanzees form roving rape gangs to go kill other enemy tribal units and then take their women. And my thought process is, man, that's not very cash money of you. That's not very anarchisty of you. And it's like, yeah, well, the problem is natural selection. Any of the tribes that do not adopt that, and it will not even tribes, sub-tribal units known as bands, who don't stick together and form even larger families called tribes that have some sort of like, social, micro army, as it were. You don't have a tribal, platoon? Well, then you get your shit picked off. Unfortunately, the lone wolf dies. So as much as I hate to admit it, that's my point. Is that unfortunately natural selection selected us in for aggression. You know what I mean? It is more beneficial for us to be, but it's social aggression. So we do have a level of fairness, and it's interesting to see how people. If you felt that like my rant was too dark, and I was just like, that's all we do is kill. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that. That's just how society was. Our morals are advancing, but again, it's not informed by just one day, all of the white people in Europe decided to become, ascend to the Christ. Like, no, it's because Americans went ding and cracked the atom, and then the Russians did that, and the French did that, and the English did that, and it's just like, that keeps us from being able to engage in, like, grueling fucking tribal warfare, brood wars and shit like that. So it's interesting how you can play with this concept. It's almost like, so a lot of people won't be willing to accept that, they always say, well, America doesn't, have a right to exist because it's, seized from Native Americans kind of thing. Well, then in the same way, you're saying that about Israel. So then you have to say that you don't think that Israel deserves it. And then they say, well, what do you mean? And it's like, well, the fucking, that area was won from the Turks by the British during World War II. So, it is what it fucking is. Like, that's it. It's war. We don't generally do that anymore because you can't, because Israel is nuclear fucking equipped. Like, but now we do cyber warfare, and we do it all the goddamn time because there's no fucking repercussions. Like, it's kind of life. Psychology is dark, Epstein didn't kill himself. That kind of stuff. Mike says, honestly, I think I subscribed to you back in the day because of knives. Okay, well, I have a knife right on me right here. That's my case of knives. I do not feel like getting up. I can taste my lunch. Lincoln says, back. Welcome back, Lincoln. Devin Dude says, I got Sekiro on a decent deal, and the controls immediately put me off. Yeah, I'm not sure if it was the controls for me. For me, I think it's the hit detection, and I don't think that the rhythm is accurate, but I don't know. Mike says, have you ever used any psychoactive substance, and if not, what do you think of psychedelics? Son, what? Of course I have. I thought that was well known by now. I thought everyone was was on the same page, about that. Fuck. Nerd Room Collectible says, I can't wait till we become a space civilization on a ship called the Marathon, so that in the future we can get attacked by a deep space civilization called the Thor, only to be saved by a cyborg. Referencing Marathon. Very, very cool. I'm just going to skip over that. See, Asako says, you read his books. His videos are great. Oh, Francis Fukuyama? Holy shit. Yeah, I should look into... I want to read more of his, but I kind of got on a weird chain of poli-sci stuff, and now I'm stuck with Jared Diamond, who used to be my waifu, my poli-sci waifu, or husbando, I guess. But Germs and Steel is kind of... It's not as good as Collapse, not by a long shot, which is funny because it won the Pulitzer. Churchill Bhatia says, speaking of the moon, I think Stanley Kubrick Apollo 11 theory is very interesting. I've seen it. I've seen that one. That in the book, in the book version of The Shining, I forget what room number is the haunted room number, but it ain't 237. They changed it. Why change it? Why change it to 237? That doesn't fucking make any sense unless you take into consideration the fact that the Earth is roughly 237,000 kilometers from the moon, almost precisely. Of the little kid when he's running, going into the hallway, he's wearing a Apollo 11 t-shirt. Like, okay, and near the end of his life, fucking, what's his name? Stanley Kubrick was like, I filmed something really important, like the Zapruder film. You would recognize it. It was publicly. You would recognize it. You'd see it. You know what I mean? And but he couldn't say what it was. I don't know if we faked the moon landing. I highly doubt it. But what I think did happen is possibly one, they couldn't show us what was on the moon because it was something creepy, maybe like aliens. Who knows? And we probably had a backup ready in case we couldn't actually do it, so that we could, at least show it and try to save face. Or, third option, we did take pictures. The pictures didn't turn out good, and we needed a backup in case, something happened to the fucking film, so we just faked that shit, and Stanley Kubrick did it. Asako says, oops, wait, wrong author. I thought that was a David Icke book. Origins of Political Order? No. Andy689 says, I mean, our society is taking a bad turn. I remember when I was taught certain things and kids nowadays aren't. It's like society is abandoning such things. Yeah. Well, it's because they're having their brains brainwashed by, fucking the Hollywood, jackals and whatnot. And, there's just a lot of reasons why America is becoming morally bankrupt. And I think it's honestly just kind of the way that things go. It's cyclical time, and I have a lot I could say about that, but probably fucking shouldn't. Asako says, I'll be definitely looking into Francis Fukuyama now. Thanks. Yeah, man. He's not really a conspiracy theorist source, though. He's political science, and he is dry, but for some reason I really like him. Caution, it's Cool Cat says, I thought they changed the room number because the hotel they were filming at didn't want them to use the real room number because they thought that it would freak out a guest, so he changed it to 237. Huh. All right, fair enough. I mean, you can play skeptic. I have no idea. That's just one theory. Look into him faking the moon landing. That's there's interesting evidence. Ooh, see, that would be a cool documentary to watch, Room 237. But I've already seen it. I'm falling asleep to creepy documentaries these days, when I can get sleep. Churchill Bhatia says, yeah, I think the footage that Kubrick shot just looked way better for television. I also read something about tapes being erased by the Van Allen radiation belt. Yeah, that sounds about right. So my theory on that would kind of be that, we definitely went to the moon, but it wasn't anything that we could really show, and people probably wouldn't have accepted what it really looked like, you know what I mean? I would actually venture to say that he probably had to make it look more spacey, and, yeah. Maybe they could walk absolutely normally. Maybe they didn't need to bound, But then people, they looked at the footage, and NASA was just like, holy shit, this looks like we filmed this in a garage. Now we actually have to film this in a fucking garage. Oh, Willem Dafoe says, wait, so is Marathon a novel or something like that? No, it was the first video game by Bungie, and a lot of people believe that it shares universe with Halo. It's weird and a little bit System Shock-esque. It's been a while since I've seen what it looks like. I played it for 30 seconds. I wasn't super enthralled by it. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah, man. Cool art. Caution, it's Cool Cat says, the weird thing was that the kid in the movie had an Apollo 11 sweater on. Right, exactly. Twin Phalanx says, Tolstoy, if you have encountered God and a demon, what do you believe happens when we die? I personally believe when we die, our brain immediately kicks into overdrive and creates a false reality. Huh. I don't know. Well, then what we just live in it until we fall asleep. Anyway, a reincarnation. God was pretty clear about that. Everything extends for, and actually, I would later find out this is actually legit a Hindu lesson, which is, imagine the universe is like a puddle, and that puddle is the mass of all, the mass of all of God's thought and His being, and somehow, a rock got dropped into the puddle and it spread the water everywhere, but it's sort of for some reason, like a bowl. And all the water will eventually come and collect again back at the mass. But until then, we're kind of in a... and whenever someone dies, basically, their soul, rejoins the source, as it were. It's actually quite a lot like The Matrix. The Matrix was heavily based on this, so... Lincoln says, have you heard any of Buzz Aldrin's stories? No. I do know that there was one... incident where, it was actually pretty interesting. So when they went into space, and I can't remember the exact reason for this, is some kind of radiation or something like that, put off a very, very fucking weird signal. So all of these dudes are, on their way to the moon, and they can literally hear some ooh, and like you can hear Buzz Aldrin. He's like, "Do you all hear that?" And like everyone goes like, no, we don't want to talk about it, because they knew that they would get grounded. You know what I mean? If they went back to fucking NASA and was like, yeah, so there's ooh in space. You know what I mean? Like they'd be, and they would get an instant psychedelic evaluation. Oh my God, I want a psychedelic evaluation. I'm going to evaluate your psychedelics. Psychological evaluation is what I think I was trying to say. I Am Who I Am says, how long do you think the stay-at-home order should be? Unlock it now. Fuck it. If we die, we die. I don't really even give a shit. Like, I just want to go to the gym. I don't care. Let's check the death toll. I haven't checked it. It jumped about 10,000. Globally, I should say. See what we get. Yeah, and it's only gone up about 1,000 today. It seems like it's flattening. Hey, look! The percentage of, the death percent, the lethality went down 1%. That's actually really good news. Of course, everyone's saying that there's going to be a second wave once we open up, but, and I don't know what to trust. I've seen all these threads that are saying that it's like super Ebola AIDS, and I've seen all these threads saying it only kills old people with underlying things, and some people are saying that the government is inflating the numbers, some people are saying the government is deflating the numbers. There's just no fucking way to know, and it's like, what do I care? I just want to go lift. And that way it'll make it easier to quit drinking, and I can get some fucking sleep and work on finding a fucking job, Nerd Room Collectibles says, you want something interesting? There was this documentary I watched on here a while ago called The Devil We Know, and it was about DuPont and Teflon. Yeah, man. I had a moral panic where, because 511s are water resistant because they're coated with Teflon, and I was like, and I tried to find out, like, I was like, can it be absorbed transdermally? I think I came to the conclusion that no, or I just stopped caring, but, I remember calling 511 to get an answer because it wasn't on their website, and I got some lady, and I was like, what is the coating on the pants? And she was really fucking rude, and she was like, it's Teflon, sir. And I'm like, okay, thanks, bitch. But yes, I don't eat out of a Teflon pan. VideoGamer945 says, are heaven and hell the same place? Yes, you were correct. I've been there. Heaven and hell is basically just the lack of a desire. It's nirvana. So it is both. Caution, it's Cool Cat says, I went to the hotel they filmed at a few summers ago, and that's just what the tour guide said about the room number. Interesting. CasLab208 says, opinions on the Batman quadrilogy from the 90s, specifically Forever and Batman and Robin. I loved them when I was a kid. Now we have the Nolan series, and those are silly, stupid, and don't do the Dark Knight justice. Twin Phalanx says, do you believe we keep our consciousnesses when we are reincarnated? No. In fact, it's not a 1-to-1. You get split. Your consciousness gets split an unknown number of ways, and gets filtered into different entities. So it's just parts of you that end up getting reincarnated. For all intents and purposes, I guess you kind of do die. Sukabliet says, in order to fight these stay-in orders, we have to pull an atlas and ask people kindly to disobey. Yeah. Lincoln says, apparently there's a story in the Apollo 11 mission that when they landed, the moon sounded hollow like a bell. Huh. It's crazy. Wilma's Post Fruitcake says, there are so many theories debunking the moon landing theory, but I don't know. When you say, oh, right, you're saying that we did go. Yeah, like I said, I believe that we went. I'm not sure that the footage that we famously know is actually the real footage. Nerd Room Collectible says, I'm personally waiting for aliens to invade so that I can use all of that legendary difficult muscle memory I've built up over the years. Or demons. They can get it all. CasLab208 says, did your brother buy his own PS4 recently? Yes. I don't fucking understand why. And then CasLab says, so what movie did you end up watching after the previous live stream? I didn't. I ended up going to look for spooky stuff. And I watched some Scare Theater. Nexpo didn't really have anything. What was on Scare Theater that fucked with me? Oh, yeah. So I think it's called Canal 5. Which is Spanish for Channel 5. In Mexico, it's like one of their most famous, like, Canal 5 is like, I don't know. It's well-known for being, like, playing kids' cartoons. It's famous, Channel 5 all over Mexico, right? Well, for some reason, at, like, 3 a.m., they just all of a sudden air really disturbing fucking, edgelord videos. And, yeah, they kind of freaked me out a little bit. It was cool. It was a good one. Video Gamer 945 says, Hindu concept of Brahma, the collective soul, is infinitely divisible. Yeah, there you go. So, Brahma, basically. I'm assuming that what I meant was Brahman, which is essentially their, it is the, Brahma is to your entire nervous system as Brahman is to your central nervous system, if that makes any sense. Kashin's Cool Cat says, do you believe aliens have ever visited Earth before? I don't know. I would like to believe not. I don't know why. I kind of just don't like aliens and the idea of them. Caslab says, oh shit, he did. What did he end up buying with it? I don't know. I think he's playing Destiny 2 now. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, yeah, I agree. I meant the Kubrick moon landing theory. Oh, yeah. Lincoln says, Adult Swim did that for a little bit. Yeah, that's true. These are worse than the Adult Swim videos, though. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, yeah, but I agree that we went, but the footage was fake. Right. Caslab208 says, I thought your brother would get an Xbox One instead. What made him switch to the Sony side? Because it has Elite Dangerous, and he already has a profile on there, and he just wants to be able to play it 24/7 without being interrupted by me. So that's why he did it. Christ. Twin Phalanx says, do you actually fear death, or have you simply accepted it? I have accepted the fact that I will die, but my mind still rejects the idea of the forever sleep. No, I'm okay with death. Fuck. I actually kind of wouldn't mind dying sometimes. Video Gamer says, aliens have 100% visited Earth. And then he says they are still here. David Ickian. Are they the lizard people? And are the politicians the lizard people? Ugh. Not ignoring you guys. I'm just checking my Facebook. Just waiting for more shit to pop in. Nice. I made like a meme on Facebook. I don't know why. I just posted Noah Antweiler's face with the words betrayal written a million times. And Patrick asks if it's undercover marketing for the movie. Tight. Churchill Bhatia says, Tibetan Book of the Dead, what do you think? I've tried to read it on several occasions, but most of the information in there I don't find all that profound. It was obviously based on like a lot of the Sanskrit Bible, or not the Sanskrit Bibles, but actually, yeah, I think it was partly based on the Sanskrit Bibles and partly based on the sutras. But the sutras themselves are actually far more, helpful. Although apparently, what's his face, Cheeriest Chair That Ever Chaired, Aldous Huxley, used that book to help create the program by which people can be cured of like alcoholism and whatnot on an LSD trip in the 1950s. Yes, this is real. Look into it. Video Gamer 945 says, there are like half a dozen races that have interacted with humans. Thoughts on Facebook banning information on protests? Like you can't organize an anti-COVID protest. It sounds like what Cuckbook would do. Caslab208 says, oh man, posting a Spoonie meme in 2020. How times have fallen for him. I know. But, yeah, I don't know. We had this discussion earlier in the stream where, I was like, I understand because as a YouTube creator with depression, I get how that is. But then again, he was getting $5,000 fucking dollars a month. If you're getting $5,000 fucking dollars a month, like, you can legitimately, like, he still lives in Arizona. So I'm guessing he just blew all that money on, like, video games and weed. And my thought process is, bruh, you could just, like, move. You could actually afford to live in California. And you could literally go to the beach every single fucking day and get a tan and get some exercise and feel better and then make your Spoonie content. Lincoln says, Echinobarbus Henocide was a really fucked up thing that was on Facebook for a little while. I'm not even going to search for it. You're going to have to elaborate. I'm not... Motherfucker, I'm not clicking that link. Wow. Kazlab says, I heard he's getting his house foreclosed on. Such sad times. Yeah. He says, at least you're not posting a Wario hat. Yeah, well, I never liked you, Wario. King the Warlock says, I go with Arthur C. Clarke in that aliens visited hundreds of thousands of years ago, but not in the last 10,000 years. Or last 1,000 years. Yeah, well. Kazlab says, no, he lives in Illinois now, and he dumped all that money in a house he's going to lose soon. Oh, did he really? Well, he should have been renting. Wow, that's actually dark. Dark to think of. It was, maybe the house was too big. I don't know why I'm trying to find a reason to fault him. Just make more content. I understand if you follow the theory that... we talked about this. Somebody, I think Patrick actually told me about this, and I can't find any information on it, but supposedly I found out that... well, supposedly Patrick says that that Spoonie, there's a rumor floating around that Spoonie got Nostalgia Chick pregnant and she basically aborted it. And yeah, that I think would actually tear me apart. So I can understand. And again, I guess I really wouldn't want Spoonie to be a father. Not me personally. I'm saying if I was the chick, I'd just like, is he gonna be a good role model for your kid? I don't fucking know. I'm not judging. I feel bad for even saying that. Christopher Johnson says, who knows if aliens even know about us? We might be the most advanced life forms this side of the galaxy. Yeah, or we might even be completely alone. You know, it's weird. I didn't ask God about it. I should have, though. Caution, it's Cool Cat says, don't forget about the legal hookers in Nevada. Fucking A, man. Goddamn. I could use some of that right about now. Like, fuck. Like... Fuck. Okay. So, Video Gamer 945 says, I go by the Shady Lady Ranch on my way to work. That's the actual name of one of the more well-known whorehouses in Nevada. I would know because I looked it up for research, and I wanted to know what the rates were. And $200 an hour. I'm just like, bitch, I do not need an hour. Like, what do you take for 20 minutes? You know what I'm saying, son? Fuck. I'm so ornery. So that chick that texted me on the last stream or whatever, I texted her back and I said, hey, look, I'll actually just read you the fucking texts. Like, this is this. And I just, then why do you talk to me, bitch? Why? Gotta text Hal first. Okay. Doot. Doot. No. Doot. Doot. Touch screens. Here we go. Okay. So, where we last left off, she was saying, I wish the gym was open as well. Nothing like a pandemic to inspire you to lose weight. So I immediately said, oh yeah, you going to hit me up with you want to go to the gym with me and spot me while I bench? And then she says, I don't really know if I'd be a good spotter, but, there's another guy that we both know. She's like, you should ask him. And I'm just like, oh my God, you dumb fucking bitch. Okay. So I just stopped talking to her. So then, the next day, maybe about 12, 15 hours later, I just wrote, BTW, if you want some decent exercise, I've been doing forced marching training in absence of the gym, and I wouldn't mind some company. So I've been, loading up the backpack, you know what I'm saying? It's about 50 pounds, and I have a 40-pound weighted vest. I haven't done them in combination yet. Then I wrote, I know you're not OG enough for the climbing gym, but some gentle walking seems more your speed, yeah? And then she laughs and says, gentle walking, I get enough of that at work. And I'm just like, oh my fucking God, bitch. Why do you talk to me? So I just wrote back, LOL, okay, well, marching in that case. It takes on a certain pace, but whatever, you do you. I don't know why she's talking to me. Are you in or out? Fuck, bitch. Are you interested or nah? And then my next thought was, actually, this occurred to me. I was all like, oh, maybe she's a fucking normie. Maybe she just reps out as liking, the woods and nature and stuff, when in reality, she doesn't actually want to get any fucking physical exercise. All of the things that I realized, all the things that I suggested were badass, and I was like, do you want to go to the gun range? Do you want to go? And she never wants to go and do any of those things, but she asked me to go out several times to a fucking bar, and I'm like, oh, you just want to go to a social butterfly environment where you can have drinks and have boys pay attention to you. Got it. Yeah, that shit ain't happening, bitch. Crimey. I don't know what I was thinking. I seriously don't. Lincoln says, Scare Theater talked about... Oh, okay. I'll look into that. I'm afraid that maybe I've already seen it before. Because I've seen almost every Scare Theater that came out. Nerd Room Collectible says, I've definitely seen some fucking alien shit before, so I don't know about all that 10,000 years stuff. Word, you seen the fire in the sky? Churchill Batia says, by the way, if you want to watch a spooky existential horror movie with Christian allegories, check out Mother by Darren. Oh, yeah. All right, that's cool. Plus, I do. Hey, isn't what's her face in that? Does she get naked? Because I like me some. I recently rewatched Silver Lining Playbook, and I realized why I had a thing for Jennifer Lawrence, and her face is kind of an amalgamation of a lot of the different women that I've hit on, girl next door type shit. She has like really nice high cheeks and demi-elliptical eyes, so wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't have some Native American in her. KazLab208 says, well, at least he didn't pull a Dark Side Phil where he ended up with $500,000 in debt on poor financial decisions. Word. That is why I never made this shit my full-time job. I would hate for it to not be about the music, you know what I mean? Twin Phalanx says, have you ever looked into the concept of great filters? Yeah. You know, the concept that, like, you know, the reason that we've never found another species is because they've all nuked each other on their home planets. KazLab208 says, I think that guy might have impregnated Nostalgia Chick as Todd. Todd and Lindsay lived together for a few years before she cucked him. No, I heard it was Spoonie. I heard that she cucked him? Ew. Why is that? Why are you gay? You are gay. King the Warlock says, statistically, life in our galaxy is extremely likely taken account for the specific requirements for just carbon-based life. Silicon-based life has other requirements. And then LinkedIn says, Skillet has a new album. Nice. Christopher Johnson says, what's the difference between carbon and silicon-based life forms? I'm actually curious. I don't really know. Churchill Batia says, Jennifer Lawrence is a fantastic in Mother, and yes, the movie opens with her basically nude. Yeah, but oh, wait a second. I've seen her nude. I forgot she had that, the fappening leaks. Good shit. What is the frequency? Kenneth. Oh, fuck. Trying to decide if I want another cup of tea. Oh, that's a good fucking stretch. Oh, God. All them abdominals. I haven't worked out my abs in quite some time. It's been like a week. This whole thing killing me. Open up the gym. Hashtag open up the gym. We are the world. We need to work out. Christopher Johnson said, Nerd Room Collectible says, I forget that Darkside Phil sometimes. I forget about Darkside Phil sometimes, but he always comes back into my life somehow. Yeah. Is he still working? Is he still? I remember that he had basically a prostitute, or an escort, pretend to be his girlfriend on air for the longest goddamn time. KazLab says, so how many pictures have you seen from the fappening? Just the ones of J-Law and all of them. All of hers. Sexy little otter. The problem is, blonde. Needs more brunette. Always needs to be more brunette, to be perfectly honest. Alright, I'm getting another cup of tea. You all talk amongst yourselves. Stir up some debate. Tell me how great I am. Okay, I gotta clean up because this place is getting bad. Meow 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 meow. Ah, good. You guys all kind of. Okay, Stephen Knight. Why is the stream chug-a-lugging? No data. Why are you lying? Why you lying? Fucking shit's fucking lying, son. Yeah, if you don't consider Five Guys fast food because it does take a little bit of time to get your order, it's not super fast. Then gotta be Wendy's. I can go for a Wendy's burger right now. Graham kind of does give you a little bit of a, does kind of make you a, what's the word? Kind of gets you a little munchies. Yeah. Kazlab says Darkside Phil is still working. He says he hopes to quit in the next 10 years to something more stable. Next 10 years? Video Gamer 945 says, "Yo, TKE suck. Am I right?" Thanks, bro. Kazlab says, "Is that specialty? Specialty? It is in fact specialty." Nerd Room Collectible says, "Okay, boys, he wants it. He wants debate." Lincoln says, "Meowology 101 always uses Darkside Phil for quotes. And if you didn't know any better, you'd think he was halfway competent person. But we know Darkside Phil, so oh." Poor Darkside Phil. I don't like being mean to people, over the internet, because I know what it's like to be a person over the internet. Then again, I don't give a shit about my trolls. In fact, I kind of miss them at times. And recently, somebody left a really angry shitty comment on one of my videos, and I was like, oh, it's like they still care. They still care enough to talk shit. Christopher Johnson says, specialty. Specialty it is. Nerd Room says apples or pears. I really don't like either of them. And then Lincoln says peaches, and I'm down with that. Moving to the country, gonna eat a lot of peaches. Moving to the country, gonna eat me a lot of peaches. Peaches come from a can. They were put there by a man in a factory downtown. There you go. And Nerd Room Collectibles agrees. He says, fuck, man, that's a good point. Kane the Warlock says, I think Titian, I think he meant Titan, but he wrote Titian, or one of Jupiter's other moons has close to the requirements, like methane gas atmosphere or something. Oh, good. Fucking here comes McAfee to block up the chat and sit there for you motherfucker. You piece of dog shit. Oh, God. I hope John McAfee gets COVID. I'm really sorry, but I hope he does. Twin Phalanx says, the idea is that something has caused other types of life to not become spacefaring species. Yeah. One of the ideas is that because natural selection selects in for aggression, it's possible that every civilization reaches a point where they have weapons of mass destruction that they use to destroy their own societies. So, Video Gamer 945 says, but Jupiter spits radiation like a motherfucker, so we would need rad shielding. Word. Man, you guys are really educated about this. The Japanese Kazlab says the Japanese Full Metal Alchemist live action movie is on Netflix. It has the original voice actors of Ed and Al in the dub. I've heard it was absolute garbage, so I have no desire to see it. Churchill Batia says, I recently watched Covered in Bleach and fully believe that Courtney killed Kurt. Not even a conspiracy theory at this point. Courtney Love killed Kurt Cobain. Then, honestly, she did us a fucking favor because I imagine right after that, she went over to David Grohl, who was chained up in the corner, and she went, "You're free, David." And then, David Grohl was like, "Looking for the sky to save me." And, fucking, I don't know. I like the Foo Fighters. I hate grunge. Your daily reminder. Scroll back up. Scroll it up, scroll it up, scroll it up, scroll it, rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep them doggies rolling. Nerd Room Collectible says, the only thing I want out of technology is either plasmids or nanomachines, son. No, I don't want either. Well, plasmids, maybe. Kane the Warlock posts I don't know if I should click that link. Anyway, Christopher Johnson says, so would silicon-based life be similar to us? No, not at all, I would assume. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, I'd forgotten about that about the fappening. I mean, it was kind of creepy. NGL. Hey, look, man. You can tell me that if Jennifer Lawrence was walking around in a skirt and the wind just happened to blow that skirt out, you ain't looking? Okay, you can judge me all you want. I don't give a fuck. Nerd Room Collectible says, oh shit, you're going to have to explain that concept to me because I'm not familiar. Video Gamer 945 says, TKE comes back low-key singing the Meow Mix song. No, I meow a lot. It's been a while since I've done it, but I used to make fun of this girl that I worked with for having a really high-pitched voice, and just, I don't know why, but she just struck me as like a catty kind of person. And so every time she would say something, I would... And I think actually she was quite hated in the office, and I feel bad that we bullied her, but she's actually an inhuman person, deserves to burn in like a fire. So actually, no, I'm not. Right around the time that Christmas happened, like I got two of the other girls in the office to do a meow version of Carol of the Bells, and they were doing the and like I popped out from behind a shelf and started going. And, like, she got so fucking pissed that she just went, like, I have to go. And she just fucking left the fucking office, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck. We were mean. We did so much weird memes back there. I think when I left Maryland, one of my coworkers, we just always did SpongeBob memes, like, all the fucking time. And she signed my going away card that says, here's your paycheck and a bonus, ... Well, here's your paycheck anyway. Like, yeah. Fuck. I miss home. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, yes, Tolstoy's Five Guys is best. Fucking A. We were actually, we were getting Five Guys near us and they were constructing it. And then guess what fucking happened? COVID-19. I suck your dick for Five Guys. I mean, let's say that I wanted to drive to the next town, which is an hour over, because I want to get some Five Guys. Are the police going to stop me? Like, is that a valid, that's a valid question. Like, what if there's a product that's only sold in the next town over? For example, more Kratom. You know what I'm saying? Like, if this doesn't end, I need to go get more. I mean, there technically is a head shop in where I'm at, but it's shit. They don't have the good stuff. Ticky-da-do. Kazlab says, you willing to watch the CGI remake of the first Pokemon movie? It's on Netflix. Willing? Have to? You get to. I've already seen it. It's a little Uncanny Valley and a little weird, but certain stuff is way cooler. Kazlab says, Alexis says, what would your last meal be? Pizza. Not even hard. Pizza with all the toppings. It's got to be a garbage disposal pizza. God, I could fucking go for pizza. Why are we talking about food? You're making me think fatty thoughts, man. Churchill Bhatia says, somebody commented earlier about fake meat making us weaker. I don't know about that, but a vegan lifestyle is much healthier than our current meat-eating habits. Fucking false. Humans evolved. You see these? You see the incisors? Humans evolved to eat meat. What? I mean, I don't even know. I don't know how to. I'm not vegan. Dude, I like legitimately live off of. I've been living off of like. Basically, I've been kind of ketoing it. Just eggs and cheese, tortillas for the carbs because I can't go completely carb-free or my liver will fucking die. It's already under enough strain. Christ. I gotta get sober. I mean, I am, but I gotta get more sober. Caution Cool Cat says, how do you make that special tea? Well, you get a little bit of orange juice and some hot water, and then you put Metagrania Speciosa in it. If Osmotar was here, he would explain it to you. Kazlab208 says, what was the most awkward movie you watched with your parents? Harold and Kumar, probably. Oh no, we also watched World Police, Team America World Police, where the puppet makes another puppet suck his dick. Yep, that happened. That was a thing. Stephen Knight then says, lol, I consider anything with a drive-through fast food. Anything without is an actual restaurant. Well, then in that case, Wendy's. McDonald's ain't shit. Hardee's, Burger King. It's got to be the Wendy's. Wendy's is actually really decent. They're starting to want more money, though. It's like, I remember when a triple used to, and yes, a triple, like being a fatty, which has 89 grams of protein. You can say all you want. It's not, but anyway. Video Gamer 945 says, Kratom works as a tea? Is there some benefit to that method, delivery, just eating it? Oh, yeah. It potentiates it, man. The warm water kind of, gets it loosened up, and then also by adding in something with citric acid, so usually orange juice, it starts breaking down the plant matter faster, is what I'm told. For me, it's the ritual. You know what they say with drug users, it's half about the ritual. Stephen Knight says, do you put lemon and honey in your Kratom tea? Just lemon. Well, really, orange juice, but I'll do lemon sometimes. Doubt Darkside Phil would quit. You don't know how hard it is to sit down and play these games. I don't know, man. I kind of understand that. Like, look at Wings of Glory. Holy shit. I understand what it's like to be stuck in an existential, like, just doing the same fucking thing, you know what I mean? And having to make that your life. That's what they always say, like, if you like doing a thing, you should make a job out of it. No, you fucking shouldn't, because then you'll hate that thing. Like, no, man. Fuck that. Kazlab says, I remember you said you watched the second Harold and Kumar movie, and someone you were watching it with said they were personally offended by it. Yeah, it was my mom. Because they make reference to ejaculation in the first 5 minutes. Twin Phalanx says, so the moon contains the gateway to hell, which is when you want absolutely nothing? No, the moon contains the instructions for how to make a portal. Anyway. King the Warlock says, why do all FMA movies suck? Like, is it that hard? I liked Shambhala. Well, I mean, I know there was, like, surprise Nazis in it, but hey, fuck it, man. That's kind of cool. Video Gamer 945 says, did you know that David Grohl was the devil in Tenacious D? Was he fucking really? Now I have to look that up. I love David Grohl. I love Foo Fighters. Oof. Man, that Kratom's hitting good. Not bad. For a minute there, I almost didn't think that my life was shit. Like, I was like, hey, man, you got your fans, you got your cup of tea, got your microphone, and now you're going to look up some dank memes. Let's just get some fucking memes going, guys. By the way, if I had the ability to stream the Discord, I fucking would. Well, you know what? No, I fucking wouldn't, because I know the kind of memes that you guys... Like, right now, we're keeping it wholesome and funny. The Discord. Y'all have no chill. Oh, yeah, okay. Tenacious D Devil, I guess. What am I gonna type in? Yep, because it's a fucking drummer. Wow, they put so much makeup on him that you couldn't really recognize him. That's fucking great. Stephen Knight says, my favorite fast food place for a burger at least would be Sonic. Oh, okay. Really? Sonic. I got into Sonic a little bit. It was actually helping with my hangovers. Some of their weird ass burritos and the tots. Yeah. God, I could go for some Sonic. Y'all gotta stop talking about food. You're making me think like a fatty. Kazlab208 says, hey man, Conqueror of Shambhala was pretty good. Yeah. I mean, it was pretty fucking good. Like they answered more questions, but I don't know how his prosthetic. Oh, yeah, I think he gets it from the other universe. I don't think his prosthetic worked. Then again, the whole idea of the auto meal is stupid to begin with. You just gotta, really suspend your disbelief. Caution, it's Cool Cat says, run me through your tricep workout. All right. So, at the gym, oh, buddy. So, I usually do high weight, low rep, 5x5 of whatever I'm feeling today. My favorite tricep workout is, let me think. I'm trying to think what I start with, because I'm always doing it with chest. So I got to go through my whole routine in my head to see this. So you're going to do your bench, then, yeah, okay. So then, the pulley, the what do you call it? The cable machine. And there's a couple different attachments that I really like. I don't like the ropes. I don't know why. I can't get a good thing from the rope. Most of the time, it's actually invoking the muscles in my back, and that's no bueno. So, but there is one thing that's like a little bar that's in the shape of a little, arrow, kind of a little carrot, and you hold on to both of those, and you can get it, push it down like that. That helps me. Something else I've seen a dude do that I really like to do is just to lean up against the machine and take off all attachments, grab the cable, and then make the cable cross your form, sit at an angle, and you can get a good workout there. I obviously do tricep dips, but I save those for fucking last. I've tried to do the thing where you bend over a bench and then use a dumbbell to do a press, but I fucking cannot. I keep on injuring myself doing that. It doesn't feel right. There is a specific tricep press machine that I will abuse. I'll set that bitch to about 180. Watching me get on the machine is hysterical because I don't even weigh that much, so I have to grab the handles and sort of pin my back up against the seat and hop my little ass down in order to make it so that I'm in a position to use my triceps. I know there's more shit. Oh, there is another tricep press machine that I don't know how I feel about. So it basically sits you down like this. You grab a little handle, and then you have to push the handle till you're straight. I find I can't because it's at an awkward angle, and I always feel like I keep on shifting in the seat. So I feel like it doesn't really hit my tricep. I feel like it's actually using more of my bicep, which is bizarre, but, hey, whatever. Kane the Warlock says, Conqueror of Shambhala was ass, Kazlab, and you know it. Ooh! It's getting hot up in here. Oh yeah, Kazlab208 says, who is the girl in The Office that is an inhuman person? Is it that one that ended up flying off to Italy? No. What? That one that flew off to Italy is a girl that works at my gym. No, this is from over a decade ago, and I worked with her. And we can't talk about that, but I have learned, don't ever tap anything in The Office. Kazlab says, ever been to Las Vegas? Yes, me and my family were on our great trip out west, visited Las Vegas, and we almost died because we got sick there. And we was in the heat, we were in a trailer. It was just not a good time. Boss of Cats Nick says, I picked up some Five Guys yesterday. They're doing curbside pickup here. Yeah, but I mean, do you think the police will pull my ass over if I have to drive an hour? You know what I'm saying? I'll drive an hour for, dude, you literally have to cut through Fort Bragg, though. Are you sure, son? So, why are you violating quarantine? I need to have Five Guys, son. And that does make sense. All right, I'm not going to write you up. You know what I mean? Is that what's going to happen? I don't think that's what's going to fucking happen. Kazlab28 says, what would that certain stuff that looks cooler in the CGI Pokemon movie be? The Charizard fight? I can't really think about it. I can't really think it. Just all the attacks and everything. All the Pokemon look cool. It was a good adaptation. Clive Winston says, "Ya boy is back at it with the fish people. Had to go do a mock interview. I would love to know what a mock interview is. Were you just practicing for an interview that's coming up? I hope you get the job." Kazlab208 says, also, ever watch any other Pokemon movies? My personal favorite is the fifth one where they go to not Venice. Yeah, I used to like to get high and then watch the ones that are based off of X, and Y, but I don't remember any of them. Kazlab says, oh shit, you watched Team America with your parents? What did they think of that speech at the end with pussies, dicks, and assholes? I think they actually appreciated that. Clive Winston says, gotta love a good hot water extract. Exactly. Totally not drugs. Video Gamer says, my kratom ritual used to be the toss and wash. I know about the anticipation being part of the experience. As soon as that bitter powder touched my tongue, I was already high. Really? I will do a toss and wash if I wake up and I realize that I was drunk and then I never did it because I don't want to go through withdrawal. Although I actually woke up this morning and realized I never did it and I felt not fine, but I mean I'm hungover, so Churchill says, dude, our teeth were not made for eating meat. Look it up. There's no biologist worth their salt that would say differently. Bruh. Why would you think that we don't eat meat? That's one of the factors that propelled our species to become more intelligent. Is hunting selects in for intelligence. Meat is actually very good for you. I don't understand what we're doing here. I don't know, man. I don't agree with veganism, my guy. I mean, it's your personal choice, though. Obviously. But, I even know a lady who is a vegan who got pregnant and had to start eating meat because she understands. She's not a vegan from choice. She believes that it helps suppress a disease state to be vegan. And she was like, well, I'm having a kid, so I need to get all that high iron content, so I'm going to eat meat. Iron is really fucking important. And not to mention, Like, so the sources of the vitamins that you're going to need to get in the wild on a tribal level are not going to be something that's accessible to you because you don't have farming. You know what I mean? It's like you could say, well, there's a lot of iron in, in calciferous vegetables and shit, so you could just eat those. Yeah, but, like, those don't grow in massive patches in the wild. You know what I mean? Like, fuck. Spicy water, baby. Oh, Clive Winston says, I hit you up with the honey ball recipe on Facebook. Honey ball. I think you told me about that one before. You know, there's one method that I haven't tried yet, but I've heard is good, is to take some kratom and make summer tea with it. Like, just, what do they call it? Sun tea. Sorry, not summer tea. Sun tea. And they say that shit's strong as fuck. Nerd Room Collectible says, Phobos has plenty of hell stuff. Yeah, I think that's a reference to Doom. Churchill Batia says, we are omnivores, like certain chimps who eat 97% plants, fruit, and 3% insects. Well, we've been eating meat this far, and it's gotten us this far. And a lot of people swear by the keto diet, man. A lot of people, look at fucking Joe Rogan. Like, you can literally survive on an almost entire meat diet. And I've never seen a vegan who is a bodybuilder. Like, I don't know. I don't know about that. Clive Winston says, you could screen the memes before the stream. No, I mean, I would want this to be live. Like, I want to, shit post live. We could literally call it that. That could be the name of the show, Shit Post Live. I'm TKE, and welcome to Shit Post Live. Video Gamer 945 says, what kind of loser spends his time obsessing over some moron on YouTube? I mean, really? I know, right? Nerd Room Collectible says, also, does anyone know anything about the Reformation and its effects on Western Europe? Yeah. Max Weber. I recommend the flaws for Max Weber, and I think it's called Protestantism and Work Ethic. That's literally what Jim Girl recommended for me to read. Big sexy brain. Well, fuck you, girl. No, not really. Probably not. Fuck. I should have, before I walked out, I should have been like, hey, girl, I have an AK-47 and a shit ton of food. Like, fuck you. Steven Knight says, what's your favorite Splinter Cell game? I've actually never played the first one, and there was a game-ending glitch in it, so ever since then, I really hated the Splinter Cell series. It pissed me off. I thought about going back, but I've seen the way that they make him age in reverse. Actually, I saw that Chaos Theory was for sale for $4 on Steam, but I don't know. Clive Winston says, the new Pendleton Ward show is amazing, by the way. Pendleton Ward's Wacky Politics Society. Yeah, I can't watch his shit. It's knowing how nepotist he was in that office and how much of a liberal fag he was, it's like, meh. I would hate to find that out about J.G. Quintel, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, but I also have a rule. Don't look into the politics of the people who produce your art. Well, these days it's almost impossible to, because they want to inject it into there. They can't make something that's just objective, Kazlab208 says, where did you first meet Big Mikey G? Schoolyard? Huh. Clive Winston says, sucks that biceps are the hardest to get big. A true tragedy. No, not for me. My biceps are probably the best part of me. In fact, I was doing some really bitchin' bicep workouts actually at home, because that's the one thing that I have that I can do properly with proper technique that I don't need a bench for is what's the word? Is dumbbell curls. So, I was doing 5x5. I wish I had a 40-pounder, but I don't. So I was doing 5x5 of the 35 of this curl, whatever this is, just a standard bicep curl. 5x5, 35 of the hammer curls, and then the cross curl. And then I would just drop down to the next tier, and I would drop down the weight and then up the reps by 1 or 2, you know what I mean? And I just did that, and without having anything else to focus on, because usually I would mix it up with back day. Without having less muscle groups to focus on, I focused mainly on the bicep, and I realized I got the rip that I haven't been able to get in the longest time. And I think that has to do with something called metabolites and the fact that your body will invest more in it if you take less breaks in between working that muscle. So I was only taking maybe 15-second breaks in between all these sets, and I was sweating But unfortunately, I think I flushed those away because then I would go and get drunk. Kazlab208, blah, blah, blah. Video Gamer 945 says, police are cracking down hard in New York, but not really anywhere else. Well. The Nerd Room Collectible says, my biceps grow pretty easily, but my triceps hang behind for me. Oh, yeah, my triceps are actually one of the best. Biceps and triceps are one of the best. Chest, actually, really core, technically, is my strongest thing, but you can't tell because there's a nice little layer of fat over top of it. So, Kazlab says, hey man, don't shit where you eat. As long as you learned your lesson, then you're going to be golden. Oh yeah, well, sort of, but then this cutie from work, but she's a dumb bitch that just won't get in the goddamn... She won't put the fucking lotion in the basket. Fuck. You know, if you're going to text me, why are you texting me, bitch? I'm not going to be your friend. I told her that shit. Like, you know, there's going to have to be some... Oh my goodness. The Boss of Cats next says, they're writing up people for walking around past 8 around here. Kind of dystopian. Where's that at? New York? New York, New York. Do-do-do-do-do. Clive Winston says, just drive fast and listen to Judas Priest's Breaking the Law. No one will fuck with you. Kazlab208 says, what would be the Patreon goal to have a commentary track for the film Cats 2019? You're a terrible human being. I don't know. Maybe 50. That's pretty hefty. It's pretty fucking dark, man. Fuck. Like, I called a friend recently, and I watched Lindsay Ellis's review of it. And like, I was because my friend, I called a friend, and she was a theater person, and I was like, do you know anything about Cats? And she's like, yeah, I've seen Cats. And I was like, well, the new one, that's an acid trip, they can teleport like Vegeta from DBZ. And she was like, fucking what? And I was like, yeah, I just thought maybe you would know why the cats can go like meow when like disappear in like a puff of kitty smoke. And she was like, oh my fucking god. And obviously, if I were to review it, I would review the buttholes version. There would have to be buttholes. It's just, you know, it's got to be a thing. Clive Winston says, can we talk about tribalism in modern times? Yeah, sure. What about it, other than the fact that, like, I feel like it's being pushed on by the elites who are trying to balkanize us. Video Gamer 945 says, cruciferous vegetables are high in iron. Right, I know, but like I said, they don't grow in massive patches in the wild. And also, once you start growing them in massive patches, you have to take on the burden of killing animals because animals will try to eat that shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's what no vegan ever wants to kind of confront is, like, if it's a moral thing. I'm guessing that Churchill is saying that, you know, it's a health thing for them, and that's fine. But if it's a moral thing, like, you don't want to kill animals, well, you know, here's the other thing, like, you know that vegetables don't want to be eaten either. Like, they know this now, that on some level, these things can actually scream and tell other vegetables when they're being hurt, which is fucking crazy because what would be the point of that? How would it, like, what would the vegetable be able to change, you know, once it heard the scream? Like, what behavior would it be able to alter? But, yeah, there's actually research being done into, you know, vegetable intelligence and, oh. Damn! Okay. All right, Hal, I see you. Interesting. $10? Yeah, man, not bad. All right. Sorry about that. And Churchill then says, I'm not saying we never ate meat or that it didn't propel us. I'm just saying that we don't need to eat it now. Tribals do, maybe, but they're a minority. Anyway, but what if you want big muscles? Like, what if you're trying to bodybuild? Like, soy is going to kill your gains because of that dead estrogen. Also, I would rather be a tribal. I'm not a modernist. I would prefer to do things that remind me of my ancient ancestors. Now, granted, you know, I wouldn't even hunt an animal with a spear, but, like, you know, so yes, if your argument is against, like, the, you know, the brutality of, you know, factory farms, I understand, but, you know, well, that's modernity for you. Kazlab208 says, also, would you be willing with setting up a Patreon goal for a commentary track for certain movies? I would love to hear one for Star Wars Episode 1. Yeah, actually, I guess, okay, fine. I will set that shit up, actually. I'll do that tomorrow, because, fuck it, I need the money. So, I don't know, what do you think is fair? Like, $20? I don't know. I don't want to overprice myself. I said 50 because the Cats is horrific. Like, if I'm going to hurt myself, and also, I can't promise I won't drink through these. And when you say commentary track, so basically, I'm just providing commentary to the movie. Is that what we're saying? Clive Winston says, losing weight does not equal a healthy diet law. Keto is good for losing weight, but not the healthiest long term. Oh, God, it's the invasion of the vegans. They're backing me up into a corner. Churchill says, watch the Game Changers on Netflix. There's plenty of vegan bodybuilders, but yeah, there are people like Jordan Peterson who have found that meat works for them in curing autoimmune diseases. Well, this is quite the opposite. It's this person has an autoimmune disease and believes that eating meat is, the contributing factor. Kazlab says, did you ever watch the 2018 film Ready Player One? Yeah, actually. That one fucked me up. The thing that really got me, I didn't really like the film at all, and the thing that really got me was, like, they actually included the the 3-act love scene. Your stereotypical, your M1A1 3-act love scene. And I'm like, Americans, we haven't done that in the longest goddamn time. We don't want to be told about the love subplot anymore because, well, post-feminism America. And I talked to a friend about that who's going to school, for writing, and he actually kind of commented, and he was like, well, maybe that was meta. Maybe it's because the last time that people had the 3-act love scene in a movie, it was 1980. So, still in love with 1985, woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, did you know that Tommy, I did not hit her, had a gaming show? I would have to see this. I would like to see this. You are my favorite. Bye, doggy. I love you. Whatever. Osmotar says, that Joe Rogan interview with the guy from the Game Changers was hard to watch. It's propaganda at best. Huh. So wait, was Joe... I'm assuming that Joe... did not agree with this guy. Caution, it's Cool Cat says, what's your pleasure? Would you have opened the puzzle box? Fuck no. I don't want to be tortured by demons. What? The Boss of Cats, Nick says, nah, Connecticut. Oh, yeah. Well, Connecticut is it's fucking cold. I was up there, and I tried to go hiking, and I have the footage. I should publish that video. Kazlab says, oh shit, gonna bump up the Patreon to $9 now. Oh fuck. Well, you don't have to donate more. I mean, I figured that you were saying, like, it was, rather than it being a pledge, like, per month, you were paying me, like, per video. So I was just like, well, $20 to, because that's a lot easier than fucking editing. I would actually be way happier switching from the Final Fantasy VII project to fucking that, is me just getting drunk and talking shit about movies while they're playing, and then I can just put them up together. You know what I'm saying? And then Video Gamer 945 says tribalism in modern times. I'm assuming that you're referencing our disagreement about veganism. Oh, because people were talking about East Coast, West Coast. Yeah, okay, fair enough. Go East Coast, represent. Like, fucking Bodymore Murderland, baby. The Boss of Cat says, East Coast is its own tribe, to be honest. Yeah. Stephen Knight says, New Jersey isn't even New York, Junior, lol, but East Coast is the East Coast. Video Gamer 945 says, East is least, West is best. And then he does the West Side symbol. Okay. Osmotar says, folks push what works for them, ignorance till it becomes invasive to the individual. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, remember those old reviews where an evil version of the reviewer would interrupt the entire review, or another reviewer would say, don't review this, I've already finished my review? Ah, strange times. No, I would need to see an exact example. Sounds like something like that guy with the glasses would do. Clive Winston says, I feel like tribalism is a result of the internet to some extent. The more interconnected we become, the more it comes out. Also compounded by the massive amounts of propaganda, government, or otherwise. I feel like tribalism is actually accelerating because of a lack of resources going around, and different political sides are dividing us and then fanning the flames of tribalism in order to stay in power. Something actually very similar happened right before the genocide in Rwanda. It's from Jared Diamond's Collapse. Very crazy. Video Gamer 945 says, I would watch episode 1 with TKE commentary. I would pay extra if you were drunk. All right, well, what's the price? Like, so what would be a good price? Like, $20, to see the... I mean, fuck, it's your guys' money. I feel bad taking it, but I mean, like, if you want to put me to work, like, I asked for these ideas, like, when I opened up the Patreon, and everyone was just like, yeah, do the thing. And I was like, oh, all right, what thing? And they're like, the thing. I'm like, okay. And then I continued to do shit, and, well, I tried. I think I made a lot of content over the past year or so. I just, as of recent, I haven't been able to do anything, because I was focusing 100% on work, and now we have a global pandemic, so, yeah, you know how that is. Caution, it's Cool Cat said, I'd watch the TKE commentary, but you gotta be trashed. No, I can't be absolutely trashed, otherwise I won't even be funny. I'll just be, annoying. I don't want to do that. I'm buzzed, maybe. Kazlab says, yeah, just that. No video editing at all. Just press record on your phone and let it go till the movie is over. Word. Hell yeah. I can actually just sit in the fucking chair and do that. I just realized I'll just turn on OBS, start recording, and then I'll fucking, pop a beer open and watch. So go ahead. I'll make that thing tomorrow, and it's like $10. I'll review your stupid movie, whatever. And I guess you guys can, well, not $10. Depends on the fucking, 15? What do you think? You guys can just torture me. I gotta remember how much rent costs. Well, yeah, you would have to recoup the cost of the alcohol anyway. Well, I don't fucking know. We'll see. We'll see. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, oh yeah, I watched The Game Changers. Oh, yeah, that's the documentary. Clive Winston says, what's some crazy footage that you have reservations about posting? Well, that's why I don't want to post it. But I recently, Hal took me on a magical adventure, and we went to a site that was a mass grave, essentially. There's a long, weird history behind it. I'm thinking about posting the video. I consulted him, and we sort of him-hawed on it, because I was just like, what do you think? And I think we conducted ourselves respectfully, but the problem is it's hard to know where you're standing, literally, when the graves aren't marked. And, I didn't do any, Logan Paul shit or whatever, but I'm just saying, I don't know. And, the other thing is, so, some of the graves have, some of the graves go back to, the Civil War, and they say something like conservative, the Confederate States of America on them, and I'm just like, okay, well, then if you publish this, then SJWs are going to come to desecrate graves for real. So can I really post that? So I don't know. That's one thing I'm not sure I want to post. The Boss of Cats Nick says, yeah, it's cold as shit, and you never get used to it. You just learn to live with it somehow. Oh, bro. What I almost did was lose my fucking legs. We walked maybe a quarter of a mile from the fucking car in the snow, and I was like, okay, well, we drove 3.5 hours to go on a hike, and I feel so bad for my friend, because I was just like, yeah, my legs are starting to itch. I can't do this. I'm going to fucking lose them. And holy shit. Kane the Warlock says, the protagonist for Ready Player One in the book was a stalker creep, and then rewarded for it. How so? Because wasn't it just that he knew a bunch of stuff about the creator of the game? Was he stalking the girl? Osmotar says, the guy he got on from that documentary was the definition of strawmanning. Every fact he comes across. Ah, interesting. Then Churchill says, Joe agreed with all of that guy's research. Also, the guy is a former UFC athlete. Joe just didn't take on the research personally, and he didn't have to, like you said. It was a personal choice. Video Gamer 945 says, everything bumped. And the house is bumping. Video Gamer 945 says, Tolstoy, do you think humanity could be united if we had a common enemy? Is COVID that enemy? Is it aliens? It has to be someone that affects everyone. Yeah, I think so. I think aliens would bring us all together. That's one of my favorite Boog scenarios. BioBoog is my least favorite. Got dead skin on my lips. And then Churchill Bhatia says, but don't get your nutrition facts wrong. Tim Taylor says, I'm here. Welcome, Tim. Kane the Warlock says, that kind of reviewer is cameoing and warning the other reviewer was almost... Okay, now I see what you're saying. Yeah, it was every guy with the glasses. Yeah, I do remember some of them like that. I think it's kind of cute and kitschy. Conscience Cool Cat says, in that case, you got to get progressively trashed as you watch it, or maybe do some kind of drinking game along with the movie. Like I said, I will think about it. Give me... what price are we looking at here? Because, to get... I guess you could just get, really powerful vodka. You don't have to fucking, spend a lot of money. And it's like you're complaining about being paid to get trashed and watch movies. So, yeah. Kane the Warlock says, have you watched 24 Reasons, Ashen's, and The Quest for the Game Child and Ready Player One are the same movie? Have you watched 24 Reasons, Ashen's, and The Quest for the Game Child and Ready Player One are the same movie? No. Is the thesis of that video that they're all the same movie? Steven Knight says, I'm down for that shit, lol. Good plan, Tolstoy. Well, it wasn't my plan. It was fucking Kazlab again, so... Alright. Yeah, I guess you guys start thinking up horrific movies that you want me to review. Fuck. I will not do a Serbian film. I don't think I could even get that. It's gotta be something that I can find on Amazon Prime. So, Clive Winston says, that brings up copyright shit, though. You can't just watch it in full. You gotta edit it at least a little. but I'm talking over it, though. Video Gamer 945 says, Bill Gates is the Antichrist. Joe Rogan isn't the second coming, but he's helping spread the ideas of Christ. Fair enough. I agree with most of that. I don't know about Joe Rogan spreading the ideas of Christ, but yeah, that first part is right. ASMR RTY says, what are your views on big oil repressing the emergence of the Rockwell Retro encabulator? I'm guessing that's some kind of component for a car that would make the car much more fuel efficient, and, well, that's one of the signs that, that's one of the ways that, that's one of the examples of how, that it counters that Randroid belief that capitalism, drives, human advancement 100%. It clearly does not, and sometimes it can hold us back. Your thing says ASMR. I kind of want to see... I guess I can't. Can I? Here's the little dots. No. Oh, well, I can't look at your... Oh, wait, yes, I can. I'll use my phone. I want to see what kind of ASMR you do. I consume a lot of ASMR. It looks like ASMR tier is... tier... Oh, and shitty touchscreen technology doesn't work. TYR, go. Okay, it thinks that I'm looking for the word martyr. That's wrong. Oh my fucking word! I did not search martyr! Christ, you... Oh my fucking word. I hate technology and I hate Google. Get this shit out of my face. Righto then. ASMRTYR. Fuck. ASMR tier. Go. I literally cannot find your channel. Like, what the fuck is this? Oh well. I tried. I wanted to see if you were, like, really freaky with it, you know what I mean? Like, Ephemeral Rip is really fucking weird. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, at Kane the Warlock, yeah, like Nostalgia Critic and stuff like that. The Boss of Cats says, did you hike near the mountains at the Mass border? Good spot, lots of black bears, though. I wanted to. No, we ended up going to, like, some kind of like, big, natural reserve in Connecticut. I can't fucking remember where. But, oh, yeah, actually, there were a lot of mountains, and some of them were snow-capped. It was fucking cold. Maybe that's what we're talking about. Clive Winston says, ever heard of Randonauts? They're like a community that follow an algorithm that generates random coordinates that they travel to them to find Jungian synchronicities. Pretty fucking metal. Holy shit, that's insane. And what, pray tell, are Jungian synchronicities? Like, that's nuts. God damn it, I wish I could get rid of this chunk of skin on my fucking lip. The Boss of Cats says, aliens uniting everyone? Sounds like Destiny to me. I don't like Destiny. I don't really like space. Ultimax James says, Venom has been delayed until 2021. Now fuck 2020. Venom? That movie came out like 2 years ago? I'm not sure what we're talking about. CasLab208 says, you heard it here, everyone. Let's all nominate Cats 2019 for the commentary track. That's going to cost you $50. That's going to fucking... One of you all is going to have to take the $50 bullet. And I'm going to buy a thing of bullet. That's a whiskey. Rye. Fuck. I really need to not be drunk, though. Caslab says, hey man, can we make it a whole lot worse like the new Star Wars trilogy back to back? Oh, that's going to cost you $100. That's going to cost you $100, man. I'm super sorry. Kane the Warlock says, the protag spends months standing out the girl's house doing shit like playing a radio above his head. Well, you know, it seems to me that that's really not all that creepy because, like, essentially, being a creep and being romantic is dependent completely upon whether or not, you know, the girl found you attractive, so... You know? Nerd Room Collectible says, all the nerdy Halo references I make aside, I'd really not want 1, alien boog, or 2, AI boog. Because, like, how the fuck are we going to beat an advanced space civ? Or nigh omniscient artificial brain? Bruh, bring it on. Challenge fucking accepted. I don't know. What does he say in Bioshock? Andrew Ryan can make them all hack-proof, but that don't mean we ain't gonna hack them. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, but the evil version of the reviewer was totally Linkara's thing. Fuck, I remember. I forgot a lot of Linkara's stuff. He was weird. I'd like to go back and rewatch that. Drunk, obviously. I just like to be drunk right now. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to settle for buzzed. Oh, interesting. Kazlab says that instead of timing up to the video, I just release the raw audio commentary, and then you watch the video yourself. Yeah, it sounds pretty legit. Kane the Warlock says, also, cue Linkara's One More Day review, where 10 reviews back-to-back tried to do the Mephisto bit. You're going to have to... I don't understand what you're... Or the irate gamer. Everyone's like talking about guy with the glasses stuff. Sukabliat says, dangerous SJWs, Nazis, ad commies will not stop duty on its triumphed march to save the world from stay-in laws. Yeah. Tim Taylor says, I remember someone brought up the Antlers trailer last stream. Did you get a chance to watch it? Antlers? Antlers? No, never. I don't even know what we're talking about. Churchill says, by the way, have you watched Grizzly Man? I have not. I think I know the gist of it, and it's like, how long would they stretch out a documentary about a dude who got eaten by bears? Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, I once got into a philosophical debate with about objectivism with my friend. How'd that turn out? Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, I nominate Clue. Again, you go onto the Patreon. I'm going to create the tier, okay? Go onto Patreon. You know, once you donate however much money, then you can tell me what the fuck I'm going to do. And I will sit in this goddamn chair and record my fucking commentary, and then y'all can play it with the movie. I guess you basically just start the track ahead of time, give the title, and then you hit the start button and you say, all right, everyone who's watching at home, start now. Clive Winston says, Jungian, like Carl Jung, and synchronicities are like meaningful coincidences. Do some looking on synchronicities. Really interesting stuff. Huh, all right. Kazlab says, oh man, we gotta nominate Venom 2018 for one of those tracks. Please no. Be gentle. John McCafferty says, you ever watch Bushwick on Netflix? Nope. And ASMR Tier says, I don't have any videos out yet. Trying to get the hang of editing something that sounds half decent. I'm just trying to start out reading some Lovecraft in whispers to fall asleep to. Fuck, I could do that. Like, yeah, hang on, let me get some fucking Lovecraft. Whoop. Oh. Ooh. Lovecraft at? Ah, here we are. Ooh, fuck me. Completely off balance. The floor of my room is like littered with like books. I'm a cluttered person, not like a disgusting person. Like, it's not like I'm peeing in jugs, but just everything on my desk is just cluttered as shit. I just have like a bunch of stuff, hanging around. I'm trying not to step on books, but yeah. First off, we're gonna see what we can. Go ahead. You gotta when you do books, you gotta do a little bit of. I don't really think that you're picking that up. Hang on, let me check OBS to see if you can. Yeah, there you go. And then you know what you gotta do. Okay. reside in the region east of the city. Yeah, so there you go. That's actually a really good fucking idea. I would like to see those. Please produce them. Okay. Everyone's like, what the fuck is Tolstoy doing? Yeah. VideoGamer945 says, I spent most of my day adding USB support to Windows 98 so I could play some dank DOS games without emulation. Oh yeah. God, I could fucking go for some pizza right now. He then says, you introduced me to Cave Story. Got any other early Windows game recommendations? Cave Story. That came out in like 2004. Hey, that's not early. Journeyman Project. Great point-click adventure game. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, we agree that it's a stupid ideology, and if we used it as the political system, society would most likely crumble. Yep. Although it is very close to libertarianism, which is technically what I would probably say is my, the closest thing to a political ideology. I just think that, I don't think that objectivism is a bad, it's a bad political, system, but that's because it's not a political system, it's philosophy. So, of course, if we tried to make, stoicism, our political system, it wouldn't work because philosophies don't work in real life. Kazlab says, did anyone ever mistake you for a juggalo? No. I know a friend who is a juggalo, though. He says he's down with the clown. Kane the Warlock says, in his One More Day review, 10 reviewers back-to-back trying to do a bit where they play Mephisto, Spider-Man's devil, and try to get Linkara to make a deal, and he just gets more and more annoyed. God, I might end up watching that after all this. I could use that in my life. I liked his reviews of the Silent Hill comics. I think that's what got me into him. VideoGamer945 says, fucking magnets, how do they work? God, my nose is like itching for some reason. Tim Taylor says, did you see The Nice Guys? It's pretty funny. I can't say that I have. VideoGamer945 says, speak up, Sonny. We can't hear you. You didn't want me to do, loud ASMR. Then I'm just reading H.P. Lovecraft, who's back at it with the fish people again. Clive Winston says, how do you feel about accelerationism? It's basically vote for the exact opposite of what you actually want politically, so the people who disagree with you will see how shit it is when... Yep, I'm an accelerationist. All right, I'm a pretty big accelerationist. Part of me wants to see Biden win. Part of me wants to see that guy get in. But then I'm afraid he's going to, accidentally, fall asleep and, lean on the nuclear button. Churchill's Batia says, thoughts on Freud's death drive? I agree with that. I believe that, that's kind of real. I've experienced that in my real life, you know what I mean? It's sometimes you kind of just want life to get on with the fucking show. Tim Taylor says, juggalos are hard to love, but even harder to hate. No, I can hate him. Clive Winston says, let me guess, Big Mikey G is down with the clown. No, it's actually one of the most intellectual people I've ever fucking met. He likes juggalos. He likes ICP. Every time he would rep for ICP, I would go, fucking magnets, how do they work? And he's like, I really think that you're not interpreting that. And he went on some long, philo-political, speech about how it's really actually quite, what's the word, profound, their philosophy of juggaloism and how that all pertains to the track where, what track was that? What's that called? Mysteries or something like that? Anyway, I have to take a pee. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourself. Okay, that feels better. Sorry, guys. Had to pee. See if there's some ASMR from Mountain Man Monk. I don't think so. Don't care for it. Video Gamer 945 says, I thought Cave Story was old as fuck. The Journeyman Project looks badass. Did you... everything... Blah, blah? No. It all jumped. Journeyman Project looks badass. Did you play... Oh, my fucking word. And then it jumps again, you son of a bitch. I'm never going to get to read this comment. Did you play I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream? No, I watched a Let's Play of it in a very, very dark place, and it was just what I needed to see. Kane the Warlock quotes an old-ass video of mine where a lovely Indian gentleman who was running a convenience store asked me if my name was Peter Pan. I was wearing jeans, a button-down, and a suit vest that was gray in order to kind of, like, keep the button-down, you know, from blossoming and so that it looked like I actually had a, you know, upper body. I don't get, like, that was what broke me, was like, really? I'm a fedora if I just wear essentially the shit that Darius Rucker fucking wears in most of his music videos. Like, are you for fucking real? Oh my god, that broke me, because literally, like, as a man, you can't dress nice in the slightest. Like, if it's anything other than Nike gray, then people tear the shit out of you. What was let me see if I can find, or Mumford and Sons also kind of dresses this way. What was it? Wagon Wheel, which by the way is a banger. It was his rendition of Wagon Wheel. Yeah, like, fucking, that. Like, what the fuck? I wonder if I just accidentally unfocused the camera. No, not really. Did I? Zoop. Motherfucker. That's still wrong. Zoop. Ta-da. Peekaboo. Object permanence. Oh my fuck. Ooh. There you go. There you go. No, it's just the quality is absolute shit. That's the only way that I can actually stream. Like, Kazlab says, did you see that Linkara Kick-Assia story where everyone was smoking weed and he chimed in saying, you guys are being stupid, and locked himself in his hotel room for the rest of the shoot? I did not. No, I've never heard that story. Where do you guys get all this really cool, these details? I hear more of the guy with the glasses cringe from my fans than I can, like, from any official source. Dry skin. Video Gamer then says, give us the chair. Kazlab says, ever get into SpongeBob? I will I will reply to that with the meme from The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Do not quote ancient magic to me. I was there when it was written. Like, yeah, I was there when the first episode aired. And ironically, I was at a beach house. So it really fit. Oh my god, and we had the best goddamn pizza. Fuck, I'm hungry. Video Gamer says, S1 to 2 is God mode, else is shit. I have no idea what we're talking about. Kane the Warlock says, credit to Kazlab for putting a thing about it in the Discord. Do you know of Linkara's really bad comic, Lightbringer? Yeah, I had heard that it was so bad it made him into a comic critic. I've never read it. Clev Winston says, ever read those classic Hellboy comics? The art style is so angular, simple, but stylistically it's incredibly appealing. No, I always really hated the concept of Hellboy. I just generally don't like superheroes. If I do, Batman or Spider-Man. Or X-Men, maybe. I thought about going back and rereading the Spidey comics, because I never did. As a kid, I just watched the cartoon show. Churchill Bhatia says, Mike's definitely being used by the algorithm. YouTube on my phone just recommended to me Why Columbus Discovering America was great by Neil deGrasse Tyson. That's fucking dark. Yep, they're listening to us. Get a look at this, you freaking aliens. Moons. KazLab208 says, please read the Linkara creepypasta. I linked to the Discord about Linkara on live stream. Please read the Linkara creepypasta I linked on the Discord about Linkara on live stream. Oh, okay, fuck it. Let's move my Pokemon. Hey, oh fuck. Almost just lost Vash to the Abyss. That's not Vash, I'm sorry, it's Crash. Fuck. You cause a lot of problems, Pokemon. Fuck, I just need to reach around here. Teehee, reach around, control new. Do 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 do. I don't fucking know what I'm singing. It's because I'm just out of it. Fuck. Open up my Discord. I'm looking for something that involves what's-his-face, Linkara. It always tries to get me to download the app. I'm never fucking doing it, my guy. See, I was kind of neglecting to do this because it's going to take a while for some reason. Like, I'm wondering if it's going to F with the stream's quality. Yep, and it fucking did. God damn. Yeah, can't do. It crashes the stream. Like, yeah, and immediately as soon as it fixes as soon as I turn it off. Yeah, for some reason probably because I'm using fucking what's it called? Yep. Google Chrome. It's probably because I'm using Google Chrome. It's not gonna can't do. Sorry, man. Trying to see if it's gone back to, or if it's still frozen up. Clive Winston says, comics are the fucking best. Wait, comics are the fucking best because anything is possible. Like, they did a whole run on Ghost Rider being infected with the Venom symbiote. Fucking metal. Yeah, I don't know. It goes a little bit too over the top for me. Tim Taylor says, that guy with the glasses drama is so disturbingly interesting to me. Yeah, same. Usually I'm not down for cringe, but in this case, I find that since these dudes kind of had, you know... they got too big for their fucking britches. It's funny to see how they have fallen. Video Gamer says, take more Kratom. I will later. Churchill says, we're not gonna take it anymore. Peace out, my friends. Get some food. I will. That reminds me of the Dave Chappelle skit, you know what I mean? Where he's like, his friend Chip gets pulled over, and he's like, he didn't even turn the music down. He's about to get his ass beat to a soundtrack. We're not gonna take it, you know? Clive Winston says video frozen, audio is good. Okay, yeah, it's a very fragile fucking balance. So we now know that turning on Discord will make that shit go away real quick. Oh, I guess I could just use my phone. But I don't want to have to sign in again. You know, every time I try to do a thing, they send me 18 password confirmations, and they want my phone number, and they want to suck my dick, and it's like, oh, Jesus. Kazlab says, I think it'll be okay once Discord is done updating. It's cool. Yeah, it's not frozen anymore. Yeah, I'm just gonna... I will read it in time. Clive Winston says, it surprises me that you use Google Chrome with all your concerns about privacy. Maybe switch to Mozilla. Yeah, I keep meaning to do that, but it's just sort of like... I don't know. It's like, it's already prepackaged on my thing, you know? Like, it's the default, you know, driver for my phone, or the default, you know, viewer for my phone, whatever the fuck it's called. Goddamn. I'm spiraling into retardationville. I know I keep on picking things. It's because it's just like I got dry skin and I keep on picking it. Willem Dafoe says, that guy with the glasses is just pure cringe half the time. Yeah. I'm going to see if I can find... I'm just going to Google that guy with the glasses controversy. Who the hell is Miss Shad? Oh, fuck. It's a Wikipedia page. Holy shit. In 2009, they drug in 150 goddamn grand in revenue. That's pretty fucking crazy. Several longtime content producers departed from Channel Awesome in March of 18. Several former producers alleged via a series of Twitter posts mismanagement and mistreatment by members of Channel Awesome's upper management, including the Walker brothers and, Michaud. I've never heard of a fucking Michaud. The allegations include a history of sexist behavior. Oh, well, that's one of what that means, but by Michaud towards female producers, incompetence by the Walker brothers during the production of the company's anniversary films, I've heard that, and failure to communicate with producers about significant decisions affecting them. One such allegation was from Ellis, oh, of course it is, stated that during production on the film To Boldly Flee, she was repeatedly pressured into looping a scene in which her character was implied to be raped off screen by Louis Lavon's character. Looping the scene? I don't understand why would you want to loop a rape scene? That doesn't make any sense. Pressured into looping. Okay, you can physically. It's a link. Maybe this is like a stage thing. I don't. Dubbing, mixing, or re-recording is a post-production process used in filmmaking and video production. In addition to, okay, I don't really get it. I guess maybe they wanted her to do it again because they thought it was hot or something. I don't remember a fucking rape scene in that film. Oh, I was really drunk for it though. F. And who's Louis Lavogs? She further alleged that due to her and Lavog's protest over the scene content, Doug Walker rewrote it so the implication of assault was less implicit. Ellis said that she was forced to perform the scene under intimidation. Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh, he's Linkara. Says I have a Tinder like. Yeah, right. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway. Sorry, I know that's probably not super interesting. I know that these things, once they get to like the 3-hour marker, start like spinning out, but it is what it is. It's getting late. I haven't slept in like 3 fucking days. Nerd Room Collectible says, didn't you say you were looking to get into BJJ at some point? I find that alongside judo to be very enticing. Yeah, but I would need to be at a place where I was more financially secure, and in fact, I recently became almost that financially secure before bad shit happened to me, and the virus is destroying the world, so. Video Gamer 945 says, I haven't shaved in 37 days. How long has it been for you? It's been like a month. 37 sounds about fucking right, actually. Fuck. I actually would really like to shave, because this feels kind of like, it's mostly the mustache, like getting in my mouth feels really annoying. But, Mike Michaud is the CEO of Channel Awesome. Never even seen him, so I'm guessing he's not a reviewer, like he's just behind the shadows. And I don't mean Todd of the Shadows, but Tish. Melvin, brother of the Joker. Huh? Kazlab says, here, try opening this link. You couldn't post it. It didn't pop up. It just says, here, try opening this link. I'll see if I can get on my phone. See, it wants me to use an app, and I'm not fucking doing that. Can I just go to the goddamn website? No? Apparently not. I'm reading about how fucked up this. Within 48 hours of responses posting, nearly all of Channel Awesome's remaining producers, including longtime veterans Angry Joe, Bennett the Sage, Massa Cox, as well as Gaming Wildlife, Bargain Boy, Ryan Molina, Battle Geek Plus, Timid Jester, D-Tunes, Productions, maker of the series Toons These Days, and Eric Rodriguez, Blockbuster Buster, also left the website. Since April 14, 2018, the website listed 2 remaining producers apart from the Walkers, which is Brad Jones, which is Cinema Snob, and Larry Bundy Jr.? Guru Larry ended up working for Guy with the Glasses. By the way, in the podcast that shall never be mentioned, he actually guest starred once. And everyone got angry at me because they thought that I was talking over him. And he's obviously way more popular than me. But I didn't fucking know who he was. And honestly, we brought a lot of weird people from Europe onto that fucking show. So, like, how was I supposed to know it was him? I mean, I didn't know. He's a cool dude, though. He didn't seem pissed off about it. Oh, and Larry Bundy later stated that among his reasons for remaining were that no one ever actually believed I was on That Guy with the Glasses. Oh, Larry. You scamp. Hello, you. Fruitcake says, apparently Linkara gets off to the Green M&M corpses, women with dick and feet. Yeah, I had heard they like chicks with dicks. That's what Iron Liz was. And you know what, man? If that's your deal, and hey, man, if you have a fetish and then someone comes along that idealize is the idealization of that fetish, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hate. Like, fuck. In my case, it would be like a kawaii version of Sarah Connor. Or something like that. Or just the girl from the gym. Bitch. Get over here. Kazlab says, shit, I didn't think I can post links. Oh well, maybe next time. Do you have Discord on your phone? Nope, tried it. Clive Winston says, alright, I'll catch y'all later. Stay frosty, my Tolstoy assassins. He's gonna keep memeing that. Oh. Okay. Kazlab says to Google Linkara, know your meme. Okay, man. We'll try that. Okay, going to the website. Linkara, the pseudonym of Louis Levaug, is an internet reviewer, not that guy with the glasses. He currently produces and stars in a show Atop the Fourth Wall. It's still going. In which he takes a look at mostly bad comic books from a variety of time periods and publishers. It has spawned a few notable mimetic catchphrases and characters. His first review was done in text format, Youngblood #1. It didn't really render anything. I don't know. Go to the third link that says image 514261. There's a section that is titled More. Click on that second image. This is really kind of... What are you trying to show me? Like... Oh, Jesus. Were you trying to show me angel armor? Because that's the third link. Hey, look. Nice. He's drunk. So I actually kind of know Falcon. Well, sort of. He was a fan that I met in reality, and we got fucked up together. And now I think he's fucked up again. And he says, "King, I'm fugged. Bacardi is cruel." I think that's what he's trying to say. It really says Bacardi. So I'm thinking Bacardi. Hey, man. There you go. Yeah, boy. Get that Bacardi. I've been popping bottles, and I've been fucking models. I don't fucking know why that's in my head. Like, fuck. It's like you watch, like, weird-ass instructional videos or some shit like that, or just, like, whatever you're looking for, and, like, people put their horrific music in the background. So, like, I'm honestly, like, look, I was, like, watching a video about, like, people, like, rigging up a car with, like, rims and, what's the word? Hydraulics or some shit like that, and they've got that playing in the background, and it's just like, I don't even know who that is. I'm assuming... because it was a woman off the top of my head that's Cardi B. I don't even know anything about Cardi B other than that she's considered trash. I think it's because I'm viewing on a PC, giving you a different layout. Yeah, well, like I said, I tried to find that, but what I did find looks like him, kind of. Yep, it's actually him. It just says Angel Armor. Lewis Williamson is not like most other teenagers. He's an eccentric Christian optimist. However, that's not what makes him special. What makes him special is that in a world full of magic, heroes, and evil, Lewis is a prophesized hero called the Linkara and is destined to defeat a great darkness, fight off an army of dark knights, and end a 300-year war by using an armor that was imbued by angels. How does Lewis react to the news? Only one word sums it up: groovy. Is a 15-year-old currently residing in Shoreview, Minnesota. He attends Mounds View High School and enjoys a wide genre of television books and ranging from romance and drama to science fiction and fantasy. He plays the violin and enjoys quiet days in solitude. Yeah, well, why? He has fucking angel armor, you know? And Falcon says, I am your boog boy still. All right, man. Well, you know, you're going to have to sober up and do some push-ups, man, because fuck, bro. I know, I'm struggling with that shit right now, too, man. Fuck. Kazlab says, it's cool, man. Don't worry about it. Thanks for trying. Yeah, I'll check it out. Like I said, when I opened up the Discord, it completely, brought down the stream. So, I'll probably look at it, right after this. What is it I was looking for, anyway? You said it was, a creepypasta that he wrote? I'm just, waiting for people to... I'm gonna keep looking at memes. See how my Facebook's doing. Now, how the fuck was I supposed to know that's how you beat that goddamn boss? What the absolute fuck? Falcon says, King, I'm working at least. Well, you're doing better than me, then. Kane the Warlock says, found an old TKE fan group for Steam. That's fucking crazy. Jesus. Poor bastards. Falcon then says, let's be real. Working in a med facility is taxing. Yeah. You and me both. Oh, yeah. Last time I checked, I thought you were working for a... I thought you were working in a... you were, working on a custom t-shirt company for a while. You were living the dream out in California. Kazlab says, it's a creepypasta that someone on the Mongolian basket weaving forums found out about him. Oh, well then why don't I should have just Googled Linkara creepypasta. Yeah. Fucking there. That brought up literally nothing. I broke the internet. Some of these are in Spanish. Okay. Now I understand why that was... No. Look up Tolstoy the Hedgehog. Okay, I will. I think that'll actually break the internet. I don't think I'll find anything. My own original character, Blahnik. Oh, it literally brings up fucking nothing! There is no Tolstoy the Hedgehog. Yeah, that's actually pretty great. Falcon says, that was 6 years ago, homie. I'm back in New York. Well, I wanted to catch up, but, you didn't call the other day, so I was just like, all right, fuck it, Fuck, man. I mean, we have a drink or something, man. Hey, how's Connor, by the way? Kane the Warlock says, one of the members has an image of you holding both Sackboys from way back. Nice. HK47 Ray says, hey, man, what's your religious worldview now? I heard you start reciting the Lord's Prayer in one of your streams recently. Your views over the years have always interested me. Well, it's a long story, and I've told it way too many goddamn times. But essentially, I kind of had a religious moment fueled by acid, and I'm kind of a how do I put this? I'm kind of a monotheistic pagan, like a Hindu. It sort of just believes in the Great Spirit, that the architect creates, designs, embodies, views, all the things and all that good shit. Um, Falcon's trying to drunkenly tell me things. Look up the Well D90H review if you want airsoft blackpilling. I think I took that down. I don't think I even saved that one. Kane, you're friends with Tolstoy on Facebook, right? Maybe you can send him the image through Facebook. Then Falcon says, sorry, I passed out. Fuck, passed out, Conmo. Oh, Connor is good. He's a sergeant in the United States Marine Corps. Wow, he made it to sergeant, huh? That's pretty fucking dope. Oh no, Damien the Hedgehog is holding some elote. Poor Damien. I recently watched The Exorcist, so when you say Damien, I'm just like, why you do this, Damien? Well, I can't speak like my mother. Don't fucking listen to it. It's a demon. Yes, one of my fans reposts the famous scene from Red Conquer. What's it called? Command and Conquer, Red Dawn, or some shit like that. Where what's his face? You know who I'm fucking talking about. Christ, Spice. Tim Curry, or Tim Curry literally just goes Spice. Shit's cash. There's my ex. Why do I have you on Facebook? There's my other ex. Why do I have you on fucking Facebook? I'm still here. You guys can spam comments. I don't give a shit. Video Gamer 945 just says Dune. We were talking about Dune earlier. I don't know what brought that up. Falcon says, hell yeah, Oh no, he says, hell yeah, Borther. Bruh. How much have you had, my guy? It's like, hail Hortler! You know what I mean? It's like, I just imagine it's like the derped version of Hollywood Hogan. Like, hell yeah, Borther. Fuck. Get some Crash Bandicoot over here. Wow! This is a really well-designed action figure, actually. They just don't make no good plastic crap no more. Them joints is a little stiff, Crash. There you go. Willem Dafoe's Fruitcake says, yes, that clip of Tim Curry is one of the best things we as a species will ever create. Like, he's reading along and he sees how fucking stupid the thing he has to say is, and he just, goes for it. He just goes, it's just, space, and just goes for it. Alright, supposedly I'm getting the link to this creepypasta. I have not received it yet. I'm awaiting your command. Reading some memes. Alright, good for you. Young married couple and they're pregnant. Remember, I don't know who any of these people on my Facebook are. They're all you guys. They're my fans. That's really good for him, man. That guy looks like he's lost fucking weight. It's a picture of Skinner from the famous, in your kitchen, steamed hams. And it says, if you kill someone during a burglary, it's because you value your things more than someone else's life. And he goes, yes. I'm like, yeah, no shit. Don't fucking steal. Kazlab says, ever try fruitcake? Yeah, it's actually dope. Oh, God, why are you all asking me about food? God damn. Nerd Room Collectibles says, I wish they didn't reject HR's Xeno design for Alien 3. What was his design? I'll look that shit up. Still waiting on the message. Who is HR? Geiger. No? Oh, HR Geiger. Yeah. See if I type in original design. Looks the same to me. Maybe I'm not looking at it. It looks pretty much the same, to be honest. There's an audio book of Alien. Criminy. And then Video Gamer 945 says, plastic crap battle. Steven Knight says, damn, I just passed the fuck out. Woke up and everyone's still here. LOL, nice. Welcome back to the land of the living, my guy. I think Falcon passed the fuck out. Damn. Hell yeah, Borther. That's great. God, I wish I was drunk. So y'all are getting drunk? Like, and I'm not supposed to be? Why fucking not? 'Cause your health and shit. Yeah. Kazlab says, Kane just sent you the image. No, I haven't gotten anything yet. It would have popped up. Waiting for it. Khaki Fresh says, I used to watch you back in 2008 to 2010. That Game Boy Micro video is what made me find you. Hope you're doing good, man. Still playing video games? Yeah. But, like, we're having a pandemic and I need to save money. So, like, not really. I was spending my time and money lifting and climbing on rocks, but they took that shit away from me. They were like, oh, well, that's infectious. Don't fucking do that. I'm like, thanks, assholes. Greedy assholes. Oh. A lot of serious memes. I don't want serious memes. I want crazy memes. Y'all using caffeine to increase your drinking capacity. See, what I've been doing has been passing out, then waking up, then continuing to drink and watch movies in the dark. Christ. Fuck. I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. You're going to have to go through the entire night then. Because you don't get anything fucking done the night after you drink. Like, y'all hungover? Like, when you wake up, like, y'all do anything the next day? Because I got shit I got to do, Well, sort of. Actually. Oh, God, I got to do... Okay. Oh, fuck that. Nerd Room Collectible says, oh, the differences were subtle, but it had lips like a big dagger tongue because it would kiss its victims and essentially pull their intestines out. Oh, fuck. Video Gamer 945 says, drank some coffee, now I can drink more. Nerd Room Collectible says, it was much more feminine and erotic looking. Kazlab says, favorite days in Maryland? I'm not sure what you mean. Like, my favorite time in Maryland? Right before I left, because everyone treated me nicer. Video Gamer 945 then just says, whiskey! Nerd Room Collectible says, which makes it scarier to me. Kazlab says, ever watch The Warriors? Yeah, man, I fucking watched The Warriors one time. Can you dig it? Kane says, on my end, I did it. Oh, I'll double check. Hasn't shown up. I will go directly to the... That's weird. It didn't tell me. That's fucked up. Okay. Finally, the Linkara thing that you wanted to show me. That's written for ants. I don't know. I can't read that. I physically can't. It's... Am I supposed to be able to read it? My guy. I can't read it. I'm sorry, man. Like... Oh. Okay. There we fucking go. Criminy. This is quite a long fucking read, dude. I remember years ago I found a video on YouTube of Linkara before he became Linkara. It was uploaded in 05 or 06. He was skinny as a rail. Had his brother was in it. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? I lost the link to the video a long time ago and I haven't been able to find it since. Someone says, sounds intriguing. Try to find the video through Google. Find out Linkara posted in a shemale porn forum back in 05. Yeah, I knew he liked dick girls. We talked about this before. Holy shit, Linkara had a thing for women with dicks long before he dated Iron Liz. Yeah, and then there's his posts or whatever. And he says, oh, to be on my knees in front of this one. Oh, and love the GIF ones. And I'm guessing it's like he's commenting to a picture. Lightbringer, the world's first superhero. It's not sex, erotic stories, or porn, but it's dramatic webcomic that may entertain you. Oh, Christ. So he went to a dick girl forum and tried to push his comic. Okay. Oh, no. Alrighty, my story was rejected. Sadly, it doesn't seem to go into much detail as to why it was rejected, only citing 2 possibilities in the notice. Was there an underage, under 18-year-old sexual relationship in my story? We do not publish non-consent stories. Okay, it's gonna keep rolling. This is quite a long read. I'm guessing it's his own personal fan fiction about dick girls or something. That's quite a long read, my guy. I would have an easier time thumbing through all that H.P. Lovecraft of mine. Stephen Knight says, I'm crossfaded. I took like 6 to 7 shots and smoked a blunt. Fuck, my guy. God, you're turned up as shit, man. My ass is not. I can't be turned up no more. Why? I don't know. It's bad for you. You gotta do shit with your life. Okay. Video Gamer 945 says, fuck reality, am I right? Yeah. Stephen Knight says, should have probably just stick to the shots. Nah, man. Polypharmacy all the goddamn time. Video Gamer 945 says, I got my unemployment, so all bets are off. Fuck. Yeah, I need to get on that. Kazlab says, so did you do anything eventful for 420 yesterday? Nope. No, not really. I don't smoke. Video Gamer 945 says, I drink more the next day. Easy solution to my problems. Nice. Stephen Knight says, I'm not really that drunk. I'd say I just have a hard buzz, but that blunt was dangerous. Lol. Nerd Room Collectible says, you have to have seen The Crow. I've heard a lot about it and watched a lot of reviews about it. I never actually watched the film itself. Video Gamer 945 says, Bruce Lee is buried next to his son in Seattle. Yeah, he was killed in this state. They were filming in North Carolina and Wilmington when on a stage when he got shot. Kazlab, can you give me the too long didn't read version of this? Oh yeah, he writes weird porn stories. Here goes a picture of a Power Girl and Wonder Woman as Futas. Fucking Supergirl. The meme reactions to it. Oh, hey, look. Oh, fuck. Kyle tried to drunk dial me. That's cool, man. You know, I'm not angry. I just fucking... My thing is on 10% battery, and also... Oh, Lord. Video Gamer 945 says, "Be like water." I'm guessing that that's a. I'm guessing that that's a reference to the Tao Te Ching. Be like water, being beneficial for all things, and thus unreplaceable. Nerd Room Collectible says, "Oh my fuck, that theme music is orgasmic." Oh yeah. Unfortunately, when you put that into a visualizer, audio visualizer, it makes demonic imagery. Real talk. Yeah. Wow. See who would win in a fight, Kane or Crash Bandicoot. Ooh. Something is loose. He makes a rattle. Quit falling over, Kane. You just stay where you are. I got so much plastic crap on my fucking thing. I'm just gonna, like, have a mental break. Ow, fuck. Just start playing with... Fucking, I got... Full Metal Alchemist, you know... Yeah, we're starting to spin out here. Video Gamer 945 says, "Have you seen IP Man?" The fuck is IP Man? Do you mean It Man or? Kaz Lab says he's got a dip. I think I'm about ready to spin out as well. Fuck. Well, thanks for showing up, guys. I will probably be live streaming sometime soon, and I am going to probably make... Oh, IP Man is the story of Bruce Lee's trainer. Neat. I am probably going to make that extra Patreon thing where you can get me to drunkenly watch a fucking movie. That's actually a really good idea. And I have already posted my Final Fantasy VII Part 1 review. Part 2 of the review is coming soon. So, you know, if you can, drop $1. And that's all it costs to my Patreon, man, just to help keep the, you know, keep the beard on, you know, keep the depression at bay. But thanks for showing up, by the way. You know, it's more important that, you know, that I see you guys than that anyone gets paid